Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Not London Narratives. Um, a lot has been going on at Spurs, and I don't know how to feel. I think I was reasonably calm, but then the more cause I sort of wanted to get a feel of the general fan base feeling. So I watched some Spurs content, but I didn't want to watch too many because I didn't want that to sort of negatively influence me. And some of the content I've watched has, in some ways, negatively influenced me. So, in some ways, now I feel, how do I put this into words? I sort of feel a bit discouraged and a bit on edge, like majority of the fan base. And up until I started watching the content, even though I was dissatisfied, I was calm. But now, when you hear the way other people are talking and then they give you reasons to be in fear, it sort of makes you on edge as well. And that's very interesting how the human mind works. But yeah, I've written down some names, some transfers from some are mine, some are from some of the videos I've watched, and there's just a couple things that I would like to talk about here today because Tottenham Hotspur right now is panic time because we've had several months to do business. So far, we've only brought in Paulinia on loan and Kudus for 55 million. And mind you, going into this window, I do understand that goalkeeper is a concern long term, but right now it's not a priority. We have bigger fish to fry. We have left centre back slash left back. There's a problem. We had the number six. We've sort of gotten a short term solution considering we got Paulinia on loan. Um, we have the number eight position that we're meant to fill, number eight slash 10 that we're meant to fill with a Gibbs-White. We're unable to fill that. We have the left wing position that is also a concern since Son has gone. Odube isn't good enough. Hey, Felix, it's nice to see you. I don't think I've ever seen you here before, but it's nice to see you here. So I'm going to talk about you asked me who do you think we will go for now. So I'm unable to share your comments because on the screen because I'm using YouTube Live, by the way. So YouTube Live doesn't allow you share comments. And StreamYard sort of has a cap for free users, like a cap on ours. So I'm not able to use StreamYard until it resets. So sorry about that. But you asked me who do I think we'll go for now. I have some names. I will say the ones that I think are realistic and the ones that I don't think are realistic. If anything, I have a lot of names here, like a lot of names. I've compared some names myself. I compared some names from other people, and I will go over them later. But yeah, I think we have left wing position that I think is a concern since Son has gone. We have Matistel that can play there, but I don't think he's ready. We have Odobe that can play there, but I don't think he's ready. Um, Number nine is a concern, and I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Richarlison right now is flavor of the month." But I said, and I've said consistently on this channel, Richarlison is a player that has been at Tottenham for 3 years. This is going to be his fourth year, and he can't stay fit. And even sometimes he has been through this purple patch. We saw it under Ange when he went on like 9, 10 games in a row that he scored. I remember the brace against Everton and he scored from the outside box. And I didn't know Richarlison was capable of that. I didn't know he knew how to place a shot because majority of the time he shoots it straight to the goalkeeper. And I've seen enough of Richarlison to know that um, he's not good enough for Tottenham as well. And two goals, two beautiful goals, to be fair to him, will not just change my mind. I will not change my mind over 90 minutes or over, some might say 180 minutes when I've seen 3 years of sample size. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm not going to make an opinion or a judgment just based on something that's small. But yeah, I find that very interesting that a lot of people are feeling that way. I think that and I think that this week, I think some people said, "Oh, Richarlison was being linked with a move away from the club," and some people came out and said, "Oh, it was fake and whatever." All I'm going to say is that there's no smoke without fire, and every season, Richarlison is linked with a move away from the club. A majority of the time, Richarlison has been injured, so we've not even been able to sell him. So now that he's fit, we may as well get rid of him while we can, because based on history, he's going to get injured again. We've not been able to keep him fit. So yeah, that is the introduction I have to do. So there are some players that we've been linked to. I think the most concrete link, in my opinion, from all the things I've heard, is I know how to pronounce his name now because I've said it so much, I've learned it. Is Magnus Akliouche. Yeah, Magnus. I think I know how to spell it. Magnus, yeah, Akliouche. Yeah, Magnus Akliouche. And he's a very interesting one. I think that this, based on what everybody's saying, seems to be our prime target for midfield. And I think he's a very good player. I did a comparison yesterday between him and Eberechi, and I'll show you guys. So I think he's a very good player. I think he has a very high ceiling. I think that a lot of people are talking about how he's not prem proven. The funny thing about saying a player is not prem proven is that nobody's prem proven until they are prem proven. You should get what I mean. Like, a player can be prem proven if he has never played in the Premier League. So why would you hold that against somebody? Do you get what I'm saying? And there are lots of players that come to the Premier League and play well. Like, a lot of people come and say, "Oh, in the Premier League is this, the Premier League is that." Van de Ven had one season in the I can't remember what league. Then he went to the Bundesliga for 1 year, and Tottenham was to sign him, and he looked like a brilliant player for the Premier League. What we say, Pedro Porro hadn't played in the Premier League until he played in the Premier League. Some might even say Spence hadn't played in the Premier League until he played in the Premier League, because Jet Spence, when he signed for Tottenham, wasn't really getting game time. Do you get what I'm saying? So all he had was Championship. He went to Rennes, he went to Leeds. I believe he was battling with Archie Gray and things like that. So he wasn't prem proven until he was prem proven. So how do you say that a player is not prem proven? From what I've seen from Alcliouche, sorry, his highlights, he looks very good. He looks like a breath of fresh air. He looks like a player that, and this was my thought watching him. The one thing I had in my mind watching Alcliouche is that he has a football brain. Like, when you see some of the things he does with the ball, you know this guy has a football brain, and like, he's not like a physical freak. Like, there are physical freaks like Gareth Bale, that they are just so strong and just so powerful, and they're just, you can't compete with them physically. But then Alcliouche is like a player with a brain, and that's why his technical ability is so high, because he has a football brain. And that's one thing. Like, if you think back to somebody that I can give an example of this, is Harry Kane. Harry Kane wasn't like this physical beast, but one thing, he was a mental beast. His brain, his football brain, that was what he developed, and that's what made him the player he is today. Like, he has a football brain, and I think that because of the football brain on this young man here, his ceiling is so high. Because, like, how people talk about how someone like Son now, even though I think Harry's older than Son. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But I think Harry's older than Son, or they're about the same age. The thing about players like Harry and Son, and the reason why Harry is still able to play at the top level, like the top level, is because Harry isn't somebody that is necessarily reliant on physical abilities. He's a player that is reliant on his brain. He has a football brain. And players that have football brains sort of tend to last longer at the top level than players that sort of rely on pace and things like that. Do you get what I'm saying? So Akliouche, from what I've seen, is a player with one hell of a football brain. And we're going to go into the stats. So let me just brief you guys, because I've seen that Felix is a new person here. So I don't know who else is watching. I don't know who else is new. You could leave a comment. Let me get to know you. But I did a comparison between Akliouche and Eze. And I'm telling you guys, this might be a blessing in disguise. And not just Alouch and Eze, I think it was Care. Care also requested me, because last season, if you guys remember, so okay, this is Care. Oh yeah, speak of the devil. So Care, nice to see you, nice to see you. So yeah, Care also requested me doing a comparison between Cherki and Alouch, and it was very interesting. Like, I'm telling you guys, this guy held his own against Cherki, and Cherki is one of the best players I've ever seen in my life, like ability wise. I'm not joking, and I'm going to show you guys the data. I'm going to show you guys the data because, and the reason why Cherki and Alouch was very interesting is because Alouch and Cherki last season, both played together in the League 1. So let me show you guys. Let me show you. So they both played together in the League 1. And last season, Monaco, which is the team that Alcluche plays for, Monaco last season finished third, and Turkey finished sixth in Lyon. He was in Lyon. But then, while Turkey's team was from the table, you might say it was a team. Turkey's stats are next level, and you would understand why a club like Manchester City will be interested in him. So let me show you Turkey's stats last season. And I know Turkey is not a Tottenham player, but you see where I'm getting to. So this was Turkey last season. He had 20 assists, 12 goals. Mind you, Monaco is a team that finished what? Sorry, Lyon is a team that finished sixth in the league. So this is a player that was able to rack up 32 goal contributions in 44 appearances playing for a team that finished sixth. He's like top. And because of things like that, you would understand why a club like Manchester City will be interested in him. Do you get what I'm saying? And he had a release clause. It was very cheap. It was a good deal. So this is like a top player. This is one of the best players in the world. Some might argue. Like, do you get what I'm saying? So he has ability. Like, on the ball, he's phenomenal. Now, let me show you guys something. Let me show you check his stats. So you understand the comparison and why the data that we saw that yesterday. So how I do it here is that I'm not going to come here and pretend like I am this football genius. I have an idea of football. I have certain things that I think, but other people can change my mind and give me opinions. So when I look at the data, I don't necessarily understand everything I see. So how I do my own interpretation of data is I highlight everything in the data, I paste it in ChatGPT and tell it to interpret the data for me. And then when it interprets the data for me, I tell it to use stars. So using visuals is easier to understand what you're looking at, because even though you're not this football guru, I'm a media student. I have a background in media and in mass communication, and I understand how visuals help people understand things better. So that's how I do it. So everybody watching my content will be able to understand what they're looking at and see it for themselves, because I do it in front of everybody here. But yeah, let me show you the data. So this is Checkie's data. Basically, in essence, to summarize, when you see green, it's good. That's as simple as that. Is like the easiest way to explain it. When you see green, it means good. So let me show you his data. This is Cherky, by the way. And for you to, I want to give a sort of context to the comparison so you guys understand how good Cherky is, to sort of like use that bar for our Alouch. So let me show you. So these are Cherky's data. This is Cherky's data. Look at his passing. You can see a lot of green. And I always say this thing, that there are two types of creators. I say there are creators that use the ball to create. So they have players like Bruno Fernandes, Kevin De Bruyne, Eriksen at Tottenham. They use passing to create. And there are players that use themselves to create. So they are very good dribblers. And because they are very good dribblers, you need 2-3 men to mark them. And by dragging 2-3 men towards them, they free other people. So you have players like maybe Eze, Musiala, very good dribblers, basically, like elite dribblers. Do you get what I'm saying? Grealish and all these type of guys that are very good dribblers and they drag other people. Cherky, unlike most, can do both. And I'll show you guys here. So look at his passing. His passing, you can see a lot of greens. And like I said, the greens basically means good. Then if you look here as well, you see his carries into the final third. 4, basically 3.88, 4 per game. So he can do both types of creativity. And there are only very few players that can do that. One I can think of the top of my head now is Messi. Messi can do it. Messi can create with himself and also create with passing. That's one person I can think of off the top of my head. So that is like, there are very few people that can do things like that. So yeah, he's a top player, as you can see from here. Now, this is Akliouche now, the player that Tottenham was probably linked to. And if you look at, let's go back to Cherky for a second. If you look at Cherky's stats, his strengths here, no outstanding weaknesses. He doesn't do defensive work. That's his main weakness. That is his only significant weakness. Aside from that, absolute gem of a player. But yeah, his consistency, so he's able to perform consistently. His long balls, he can do that. And he's very good at playmaking, creating chances for others. Now, if you look at Akliouche, and this is very interesting because a player that we're being linked to in Eze, in contrast, he doesn't do defensive work. He's not known for putting in the hard yards defensively. Maybe it's because he's a Palace, but he's sort of like from the data, he's a luxury player. On the ball, he will give you everything like a Leao, but off the ball, not so much. So yeah, if you look at it, his high pressing is something that's very good, and that's something that is very important for Thomas Frank, as we've seen. If you want to be a Thomas Frank player, you need to know how to put in the hard yards defensively, because you are not, at this point in time, we are not a top team. We're not a low team, but we're just that level below. There are teams that are better than us. There's PSG, there's Real Madrid, there's Liverpool, there's Man City. Do you get what I'm saying? So you need to learn how to put in the hard yards defensively. And there are going to be games when we're going to be pressed back, basically. So you need to know how to do that. So that's one thing that Akliouche has that Eze doesn't. One of some that I'm going to point out here. His passing is also very good. So now I've spoken about how I felt like we're being linked to Savio, and I'm fingers crossed. Even though everybody like Shanta and Co have told me, "Oh, we're not going to get Savio. We're not going to get Savio." I want to believe that we're going to get Savio, because I don't even want to imagine a world where we don't get Savio. I don't want to know who we'll be getting instead. I have some names here, but I want Savio. Savio is who I want as my left winger next season. He's who I want to be Heung-min Son's successor, in my opinion. So that's what I want for my team, and that's what I want. My eyes are locked in on Savio. I know what I want. I know what I want. So yeah, in the world where we get Savio now, that's the world I'm living in, and that's what I want to believe. I'm manifesting it here. I'm manifesting it, and you guys should do the same. But yeah, in the world where we get a Savio, we have a Kudus. It's very interesting getting an Eze, because I feel like, let me show you guys. Let me show you. So I do a lot of showing, because in my media class, they always said to us, show, don't tell. So yeah, I do a lot of showing, because visuals are more like comprehensible than giving people words. Okay, so let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Let me show you. Sorry, Savino. And let's say the number 9 right now is Richarlison. Okay, so now look at this. I feel like while Eze is a good player, look at Charles De Ketelaere. You know, this is a player that I know because of FM. But let me write that down. Ketelaere. I'll write that down and we'll go over him later. Thank you, Ket. So look at all these guys here. The thing I find very interesting about this Eze league, and that's why I feel like we wanted Gibbs-White at first. Gibbs-White was the priority, not Eze. And I will explain why. So if we lived in a world where we had a Gibbs-White, yeah, let me show you. Oh God. Okay. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So we have Palhinha. I think it would be this way. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. In a world where we had a Gibbs-White, Gibbs-White had one ability that a lot of our midfielders don't have. And that's what I think is my problem with a lot of our midfielders. And I think it's something that Thomas Frank has also noticed. A lot of our midfielders are very similar. And you're probably wondering, what do I mean by that? They have very similar attributes. They work hard, they can defend and whatever. But on the ball, they are not necessarily the best on the ball. Like we have Bentancur, we have Bergvall, we have Sa, we have a lot of these players, Bissouma, but on the ball, they have their problems. And if you look at every single one of them, the only one that can come closest to that is Bergvall, who can sort of be a deep line playmaker. A deep line playmaker is basically somebody who is spraying passes from behind. And I think the only person that I think can do that so far with what I've seen is Bergvall. And I think Bergvall is still very raw. He still has a lot of room to grow. He has potential. There's something to work with there. He has talent. We have seen it. But depending on a Bergvall right now is wicked, because he's a kid. He's going to have some highs. He's going to have some lows, as we've seen. And you can't put that kind of pressure on him. You need somebody up there that he's learning from, somebody that helps him bed into the team and helps him gain confidence. And the thing about a lot of kids is that the reason why a lot of people, what team is that you're showing on the screen? Is this the team sports fans will wake up to you who are Liverpool fans? No, Shanta. I'm trying to explain something with the Gibbs-White signing and why this Eze signing was a problem for me. That's what I'm trying to explain. So, the thing about young players is that when you say a young player has ability, the problem is that it's not that these players are not talented. Even players that don't make it, is that they need to be confident that they can do it. And we saw Bergvall grow confident last season. As the season went on, he kept on growing in confidence in his ability, and he started trusting himself when he believed he could do it. He started taking guys on, pushing the ball and running towards past guys and things like that. Like that's something that comes with time with a young player. But if you throw the young player in and the young player plays bad, and there's nobody else for you to change the player with, to bet the player in again slowly, and it's like a child. A baby can go out there and make mistakes when they know that, oh, their parents are there, and if anything goes south, you can always run back to your parents. But if there's no parents for you to run back to, and then when you fall, you just fall flat on your face, you don't want to do that thing again. But if you know that you fall flat on your face, your parents is going to be there to pick you up, to encourage you and tell you, go again, come on, come on, come on. It's easier for you to do that, and you can do that knowing that you always have somebody behind you. That's how it is with young players. So yeah, going back to Gibbs-White. Gibbs-White has a unique ability that a lot of people in our squad don't have. That is long range passing. And Gibbs-White is a player that's capable of just whipping a ball past the midfield and whipping it straight to your attackers. And having players like Kudus and Savio on the wings, these are players that defenders don't want to go up one-on-one against. So if you think back, I don't know if many of you watch Liverpool. I know a lot of people are excited about Liverpool this year, but like if you watch Liverpool, if you look at Semenyo's goals were in transition. And the thing about Semenyo's goals was that he was running towards Van Dijk and Konate. And when you have, as an attacker, when you have defenders in that position, that's where you want defenders. You don't want a defender to be settled and like calm and waiting for you to make a move. No, when they are unsettled, that is the best position, and that is you having the advantage as an attacker. So a player that can just switch the play from us defending to an attacking position and leaving our attackers isolated, bypassing the opponent's midfield and leaving our attackers isolated one-on-one against other defenders is something that would have been very key, especially having players of this kind of ability one-on-one, But then the problem is, if you have players like that, now that we don't get a world where we don't get a Gibbs-White, which is unfortunately what we're living in now as Tottenham fans, the universe where we didn't get Gibbs-White. And we have players that are all similar profiles. You have this guy that is a ball carrier. The problem is, now who gives these players the balls? No homo. Who gives these players the balls? No homo. But do you get what I'm saying? Like, who is going to give them the passes for them to be able to do what they want to do? We have no creative player. So now, I feel like Eberechi is similar to these two. And you have so many people trying to carry the ball and so many people trying to do the same thing. And a team, you might not have the best players, but it's all about profiles. That's what makes a very good team. It's all about getting the profiles right and having a mix of the perfect balance and different ways to attack. So if you know that in this kind of game, you are going to need to counter, and to counter, you need deep line playmakers, people that have very good passing abilities. Yeah, very good passing abilities. And Kudus now, as we saw against Bayern, can't run through 6 men. It's not impossible, especially when you're playing against the best teams. And that's what makes a lot of people rate Messi so highly, because he's capable of that, and that is almost impossible. Do you get what I'm saying? But Kudus can't do it all on his own. So Kudus needs some help, which is a deep line playmaker that is going to be able to give him the ball and bypass the midfield and maybe leave him with 1-2 people. If it's 1-2 people, Kudus can do that. But if you're telling Kudus to take on 100 men, 9 men, 6 men is impossible. So, which is why I feel like this is a signing, to me, or not getting him might be a blessing in disguise. For what Arsenal are trying to do, I understand it. I think it makes sense in some ways, but seeing the fact that the talk is about him being Kai Havertz's replacement, and Kai Havertz to me is a number 9 now in the team, it makes no sense to me. But for what you're trying to do, I do see some logic in it. But you saying, oh, it's Kai Havertz's replacement, it doesn't make sense. But for Tottenham, especially in a world where I'm living in this world where we have Savio is my player already, it doesn't make sense for Tottenham. So let me check the comments. Imagine if we had a different owner and not Levy, this team would be what we would have played against City. I don't think that we would have played this team against City, because this guy, I don't think City will sell him until after that game. I don't think so. So yeah, but this team basically, this team would have more or less been what we play against City, and that would have given us a real chance of doing something. I hope Chelsea don't get Simmons and we get him instead. There is no care. I'm a Tottenham fan, and I want the best for my club. But I'm telling you now, one thing about Chelsea is when Chelsea want a player, majority of the time they get the player. Do you get what I'm saying? Majority of the time When they want a player, they get a player. And there is no world from all the things that I've seen Fabrizio say. Yeah, Xavi Simons wants Chelsea. Nobody else. He wants Chelsea. Nobody else. So I don't think there's a world where Tottenham was, and I don't think there's a world where Tottenham was sign, except if Chelsea drop out and he's that desperate to leave. Then it's realistic. But as things are now, not really. So yeah, let's go back to Akliouche. Yeah. So yeah, I was talking about his passing. So that's something that I found very key because this is like a different profile of player. He's able to do something different from the attackers that we have, and he gives us a mix. So yeah, he's very good. And like I said, he has a football brain. He has a football brain. Like he has. I don't know how to overemphasize that, but he has a football brain. His playmaking is also something that is very key. So he's able to create chances for others, which is what we need. We need players like if you see Richarlison now. Richarlison is not the best player in the world. But a lot of people always wonder why Richarlison looks so good whenever he plays for Brazil. The reason why Richarlison looks so good when he plays for Brazil is that they limit what Richarlison does. So they tell Richarlison at Brazil, Richarlison, don't hold up the ball, don't do this, just stay in the box and we'll give you the ball. All you have to do is score. If you look at a player like the player that I can think of the top of my head now is Oli Watkins at Villa. That season when Oli Watkins went on this whole goal scoring run. Oli Watkins was the kind of player that was doing a lot of things off, like aside from scoring. He was trying to work hard for the team and do all these other things. And when Emery came in and told him, bro, stop all this, just do this, and took him to a whole new level. He might not be the best player in the world, but for that system and how they're using him, he looks like it. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I feel like could really take Richarlison's game to a whole new level. Because now, if you're telling me that now you have Magnus Akliouche, Yep, I got it. Ha! Look at me. Yeah, if you're telling me you have Kudus creating, you have Alcalouche creating, you have Savio, and I know we'll still revisit this number 8/number 6 again. I think that we'll be linked to Watson. So I think that is a player that we'll revisit again. Alcalouche and so these three at the time creating for Richarlison, I think that helps Richarlison because a lot of the other things Richarlison doesn't necessarily have to do again. Solanke as well. Just stay in the box and score. That's all you need to do for me. Stay in the box and get a goal. That's all you need to do. And I think that will take his game to a whole new level. But yeah, going back to Akliouche, let me show you guys the comparisons that I did. And I'm going to give credit to Care as well because Care was the one who inspired this. So share this tab instead. Where is it? Is it this one? No, I think it's this one. Yeah. So this is it. This was yesterday. So what I did is I put the data, I copied the data from FBref, I pasted it here, and then I told ChatGPT, this is Magnus stats. I'll tell you what to do. Then I gave it Eberechi. Then I told him to compare Eberechi and Magnus based on their stats. So that's based on the data on FBref. This is last 365 days. And what I saw was very interesting. So he first gave me words, and I was like, no. Everybody needs to be able to understand what they're looking at. So give me visuals. So yeah, here it is. Now let's go into the data. And I'm going over this again because now we're actually really being linked to this guy. Before it was passive links, but now we're being linked to him, and it looks like that is where our direction is being switched to. So yeah, attacking output. And let me show you guys. So let me also open their profiles on SofaScore so you also see the data. So attacking output. Last season, Eberechi had 26 goal contributions. And mind you, Eberechi is 27 years of age, so he's in the peak of his powers, he's in his prime. Magnus, on the other hand, is in the sort of early stages of his career, coming into that man stage. He's no more young. He's like a man now, becoming a man. He's becoming 24 this season. And last year, Magnus had a fair amount of goal contribution. So he had 19, in contrast to Eberechi. His average rating was, he has played one game this season. He scored in that game. He had 7.26 match rating. Eberechi, even with all the goal contributions, the gap in goal contributions, by the way, I think 7 more. He had 7.38, which isn't too much of a gap, which shows that even though he's not getting that many goal contributions, he's really impacting games. And I would really be excited to see what his goal contributions or his average match rating would have been like if he had as many goal contributions as Eberechi. So yeah, that is something to keep in mind. So yeah, Now, that will help you understand what you're looking at here. So attacking output, which is goals plus assist, as we've seen here, Eberechi edges it. So Eberechi was given 4 stars for his attacking output. If you've come this far, please leave a like, please subscribe. Welcome to Not London Narratives. Turn on post notifications. I'm here every day, 10 p.m. But yeah, thank you so much for the support. I'm very grateful to every single one of you. So yeah, 4 stars. He's giving 4 stars, which is understandable. He has end product. So ChatGPT is giving 4 stars because he's doing it in the Premier League and he has end product in the Premier League. For this one, he's in the League 1, so they gave him 3.5 star. So they said the edge is that Eberechi is slightly more decisive in the final third based on the data, and that's true. We've seen that already. So yeah, chance creation. This is where things get interesting because now, mind you, a lot of people see Eberechi as maybe not. I spoke about how there are 2 different type of creators: people that use themselves to create and people that use the ball to create. A lot of people might say that Eberechi leans more towards the using himself to create type of midfielder, number 10, and I will go into the data and I will show you that even in that, Akliouche, based on the data, is better than him. So it is very interesting. Where this guy is meant to be this elite carrier of the ball and whatever, the data will tell you all that otherwise. So chance creation, that's based on passing, using passing and shot creation, shot creating actions, goal creating actions. Even though Eberechi has more goal contributions, as we saw, Eberechi is giving 4 stars, but Akliouche is 5 stars. He's an elite progressive passer, 6.1 per 90. He's creating 6 chances per 90. That is insane levels. And it makes you see that his goal contributions, like him not having as many goals and assists as Eberechi, is probably down to the quality he has in front of him if he's creating 6 chances per 90. So yeah, Akliouche is more of a creative facilitator, especially through passing. And this, especially through passing, is something I want to highlight because I spoke about how we have a lot of players. If we have an Eberechi, we sort of have a lot of players trying to do the same thing, trying to ball carry. And there's meant to be somebody giving these guys the ball to ball carry and not having a Gibbs-White. It sort of causes a sort of problem because everybody is going to be stingy, basically, because they all want to hold on to the ball. So yeah, that's very interesting. So yeah, progressive carrying and dribbling. This is the interesting one because, like I said, Eberechi is meant to be this elite ball carrier or whatever, but the stats will tell you otherwise. So if you look at his average successful dribbles, 54th percentile, he's giving it 3 star. He's giving 3 stars. Akliouche, on the other hand, sorry, let me just call him Magnus because that's much more easier. But Akliouche, when I say it fast, I say Akliouche. But when I actually say it properly, I know it's Akliouche. But I will just stick to Magnus. So Magnus is giving 4 stars. And which means he's a better ball carrier and dribbler based on the data than Eberechi. So 4.6 progressive carries per 90, 78th percentile, while Eberechi is in the 54th percentile. So he's stronger at carrying the ball into dangerous zones. And that's something that is very interesting. Because like I said, Eberechi is meant to be this elite ball carrier, this wonderful guy that gets on the ball and creates magic. But when you look at the data, I know we all don't watch League. I'm not going to pretend like I've watched this guy before. All I've seen are the highlights and the data. And from what I've seen in the highlights, backed up with the data, this has my go on signing. Do you get what I'm saying? But based on the data here, is also like, so you're telling me this boy can pass as well as carry the ball. And that is something that I was giving credit to Czechia for. The Czechia, Messi, very few players can do both. Very few players can do both. Messi will probably be, not probably, Messi's 5-star in both. But this guy, having 5-star elite in progressive passes and 4-star in ball carrying is not bad. And he's still developing. He still has a lot of room to go. He's still a potential player. And I will even show you ChatGPT's verdict as well. Potentially, his ceiling is top, honestly. So yeah, defensive work is another interesting thing. Like I said, Eberechi is not a player that is known for defensive work. His defensive work, based on the data, is quite horrible, to say the least. And as you can see here, he's not known for his defensive output. So Akliouche, on the other hand, is giving 4 stars when it comes to contributing defensively. And that's something I spoke about. If you look at this again on SofaScore as well, if you look at, no, it's not here. No, it's yes, yeah. If you look at one of his strengths is his high pressing. So he's somebody that's also willing to give his best for the club defensively as well, not just attacking wise. He's also willing to give his best for the club defensively as well, which is very interesting. And that is something I love in a player. When I see a player, no matter how good you are, if you're not willing to put in the hard yards for the team, it puts me off, honestly, because I don't think Tottenham Hotspur is at the level where we can be carrying players. And that's why I think in some ways Brennan Johnson leaves more of a bitter taste in my mouth than he should. But yeah, I'm not about to talk about Brennan Johnson now because I will not stop. But yeah, so yeah, he is giving 4 stars on that. So he's very active defensively, as you can see here. He contributes far more, not even little. If you look at this things like this now, it's slightly more. If you look at here, he contributes far more without the ball, and that's something very important for a Thomas Frank side. Very very important for a Thomas Frank side. So yeah, consistency and reliability. Eze is 4 stars, and why? Because he has played a lot of games. He is established in the Premier League for a couple of seasons. Akliouche, while he has had I think 2 good seasons now in his career. Let me show you guys. He has had 2 good seasons in his career, so it's 12 goal contributions in the season before last, and 19 goal contribution. So we can see based on this small sample size, each year he has improved so far. Each year he has improved. So this small sample size, he is very small, but because of that, you can't really say that he's reliable. Like not reliable in the sense of ability, but you need a larger sample size. You get what I'm saying? So that's what ChatGPT says here. So smaller sample size. So he's proven at a higher level for longer. So yeah. So the verdict, he gave Eberechi end product, shot creation, PL experience, and he's clutch in the final third. That's one thing I will give Eberechi. He scores very important goals. That he does. I can't take that away from him. He knows how to turn up in the big moments. We saw the free kick against Chelsea, the free kick against Tottenham when he came back from injury. I saw a couple goals in his highlights against Arsenal. The FA Cup final goal, he turns up when you need him. He's clutch. That's one thing I'll give him. Now, Alcluge, on the other hand, is giving ball progression. Like I said, very interesting. Seeming that a lot of people think that Eberechi is this elite ball carrier. It starts to tell you otherwise. Playmaking as well, he's better at it. Defensive work as well, and balance between phases. This balance between phases, I believe, is that he does attacking and also defending. So they give him that as well. So yeah, that's very interesting. So it says if you want a flair creator and scorer, Eberechi. If you want a complete modern playmaker, which is exactly what we're looking for, a playmaker. We've not had that really since Maddison. I say Maddison, since Ericsson, because Maddison is basically always injured. And Kulusevski, his highs are really high, but his lows can be quite low, in my opinion. I think when he's really good, he's really good. Or when he's good, he's really good. But when he's not really good, you sort of struggle with him sometimes. That's just my opinion. Other people might think differently. But yeah, that's just my own opinion. So yeah, he's a playmaker who defends too. So now I asked him, so who is the better player? And it said it depends on what lens you use. Eberechi is the better player right now because he's producing consistently in the Premier League, arguably the toughest league, with reliable goal and assist output. And has shown he can carry Crystal Palace at times. He's proven at a higher level against tougher opposition. Magnus, on the other hand, looks like the more complete profile long term. And if there's anything to take from what Thomas Frank has said, he said he wants to build a team for the long term, not just today, not just tomorrow, but for the long term. So it is quite important that I said this. Eberechi is already 27, like I established. Magnus is 23. So Eberechi will give us. Eberechi is a player that relies on his dribbling. That's his physical ability. I don't know how long that will stay for. So let's say 4 or 5 years. Magnus could at least give us 7 years. That's him being 30, by the way. Eberechi is 32, and that's 5 years. Magnus is 7 years at 30. Do you get what I'm saying? So longevity, Magnus is the way. And because he adds defensive work, elite progression through passing and carrying. So he can do the 2 types of ball chance creation and versatility. So he can also play, if you look here, when Monaco have used him, is on the right wing. So he can also play on the right wing, which is a good thing because Brennan Johnson is finally going to be away from the right wing. Let me check for a post that I read yesterday for Care. Let me check for it and read it to you guys. I saw it on a Tottenham Hotspur YouTube video, and I found it very interesting. It was hilarious to me. Let me check for it. Give me a sec. I hope I'm able to find it quickly because I don't want to keep you guys waiting for too long. But it was very funny, which is why I really want to show you guys. I can't remember it, but let me just try and paraphrase. I can't find it, sorry, but let me try and paraphrase. The person basically said it was Korean, so I had to translate it. And the person basically said, "Oh, Kudus on the right means that we're going to get very good crosses from the right. Johnson on the left now means that we're no longer going to see crosses from the left." And I found it very hilarious. But yeah, it just means that Brennan Johnson is basically going to be kicked away from the right wing. And I am thanking my God in heaven for that, because now we have two players that are going to put in or have technical ability, not just goal scoring, which is the only thing that Brennan Johnson offers us. Aside from that, nothing else. And also puts in the hard yards defensively, which is also something that Brennan Johnson doesn't do. So yeah, I find that very interesting. So he's also versatile. So the verdict, according to ChatGPT, he could develop into a more all-round midfielder than Eze, who is more final third focused. Verdict, as of today, 2025, Eberechi is the better player. He plays at a higher level and is more decisive. But then, ceiling, all-round potential, Akliouche may surpass him. Now, it's me because you never really know. But I think this is a player that is not a kid anymore. Contrary to what Shanta thinks. Shanta thinks that he's young, he's another kid. If we sign Tyler Diblin, I would lose my mind. But Akliouche, on the other hand, is 23, turning 24. I think he's a young man. He's not a teenager anymore. He's in his 20s, he's 24. Let's check Van de Ven's age. Let's check Van de Ven's age. Van de Ven is 24, exactly. He's Van de Ven's age mate. Do you get what I'm saying? He's not a kid. He's not a kid, in my opinion. So, yeah, potentially, he could surpass him. So, this is a player that has a very bright future, potentially. Now, this is where things get interesting. So, when I showed that data and I spoke about players that could do both, then credit to Care for this. Care is the one that left this comment. So yeah, I hope Chelsea don't get Simmons and we get Mr. That's Care. So big up to Care. Care said something very interesting. Care said, Tessim, why don't we compare Cherki and Akliouche? And I was like, why not? That would be very interesting. Let's see how he holds his own against someone who is arguably one of the best attacking midfielders in the world right now. And they were both in the same league. Akliouche, granted, finished higher league table wise, but when I did the side-by-side comparison for both of them, I'm telling you guys, Akliouche did not disappoint me. And it's crazy that I'm saying this. Now, mind you, Cherki is 22, Akliouche is 23. So Akliouche is 1 year older than him. But for you to go side by side against Cherki and hold your own, you are one hell of a player. And so what I did is what I explained. I put in the data for both of them, and then I told ChatGPT both of them. Do you get what I'm saying? So let's go over it. So finishing, goal scoring, Cherki is better. He's more clinical per 90. They gave Cherki 5-star. They gave Magnus 4-star. Creativity and assists, mind you, like I said, this is one of the best attacking midfielders in the world. Creativity and assists, Cherki 5-star, Akliouche 4-star. Dribbling and take-ons, Cherki 4-star, Akliouche 4-star. Passing and vision, Cherki 5-star. And mind you, Cherki can do both as well. Passing and vision, Cherki 5-star, Akliouche 4-star. Positioning off the ball, 4-star, 4-star. Defensive contribution, Cherki doesn't contribute defensively. He's very similar to Eze, 3 stars. Work rate and pressing, 3 stars as well. He beats him in that. Versatility / footed. So positions that he can play. So let me show you Cherki. Let's check Cherki. Cherki can play basically anywhere in front. I don't know if that will show here, but I've used him in FM, so I know that. Yeah, he can play he can play right wing, he can play here, he can play as a 10. Okay, that's meant to be this. He can also play in midfield, but you wouldn't like to see him in midfield because he doesn't really do much defensively. So yeah. Um. So yeah. Cherky is also ambidextrous, so he has that edge, but both can play multiple attacking roles. Overall impact 5 star, 4 star. Now, mind you, this is Ryan Cherky, a player that Manchester City deemed good enough for their team as the Kevin De Bruyne replacement. This guy is elite. Like I said, when I show you the data, let me show you the data again. Cherky FBRF. When you see the data, you know this is one of the best players in the world, and it's not by mouth. The stats, the greens show you all you need to know. The only not green part of his game is his defense, because I think he's one of those players that they've always been the best wherever they're at, and because of that, they've sort of been given special treatment. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's the only thing that you really see, that there are no greens. Aside from that, bro, it's just greens, bro. It's greens. So yeah, this is one of the best players in the world based on the data. And Akliouche is holding his own against him. And the exciting thing about Akliouche is that if you check his market value, so some people might not really rely on SofaScore score because they feel like what's it called? Transfer market is the way to go. So let's go to transfer market and show you. So 45 million euros, which is about 40 million pounds. That's quite reasonable. Now, considering the fact that it's late in the transfer window, let's say 45, 50 should get it done. 45 should get it done. And the thing about this, and that's one of the reasons why I'm saying that I want to be deluded, that Savino is ours. In a world where, because there were some reports that we matched Arsenal's bid, that's for 68 million for Eberechi, but Eberechi chose them instead of us. Now, we're meant to sign Eberechi for what, 68 million? So you're telling me that we have at least 15 million now more to spend on a different player. So now we can sign Akliouche and go back to Manchester City, and that more money that we didn't have, we now have for Savio. So there's no reason why we shouldn't be getting Savio. Do you get what I'm saying? So it makes so much sense. And based on the data here, you can tell that while this guy may not have been our first option because he's not prime proven, he's an interesting option, a very interesting one. But yeah, there's also another player that I want to talk about, and this is not somebody that we've been linked to. He's a right winger, but he can also play on the left, and not too many people know about this guy. Let me show you this guy. Still very raw. He signed for Lyon not too long ago, and he's a very interesting player. So let me show you guys. If you look at his heat map this season, by the way, you can tell that this is a player that predominantly, so I'm not sharing my screen, sorry. So predominantly stays out wide. Now, what you can get from this is majority of players, there might be players like Brennan Johnson, maybe sometimes under Ange because of Ange's system, but majority of the time, when you look at somebody's heat map and you see something like this, majority of the time it means that this player is a top dribbler and they use him to stretch the pitch. So if you look at somebody like Doku now, I've never actually checked Doku's heat map, but I'm pretty sure that if you check his heat map, you see him very wide. Yup, exactly what I'm saying. You see him very wide, like near the touchline. Let me see. Yeah, can you see what I'm saying? You see him very wide because this is the kind of player that can really beat a man. So managers usually use them to stretch the pitch and basically to create space for other people in the middle and not let teams that want to play low blocks against them basically congest themselves in the box, basically, in essence. So yeah, this is a player that he's not this elite level player, but he's something to work with. And let me show you his data. He's still very raw, young player. He's how old? Let me check. 21. Yeah, he's 21. He's 21 years of age. He's still very young, still very raw. Lots of room for improvement. If you check his stats, he had 6 goals, 2 assists. Now, mind you, like I just said, he's staying at the touchline. So players like this don't usually get assists. Like, is another thing like with another player that the player I wanted when before we signed Kudus, Matthias Sule, and I always talk about Sule because I love Sule. He's such a player, one hell of a player, and he's one of those players that a lot of people don't know now, but you're going to get to know him when in a few years' time. And he's one of those players that Juventus had to sell along with them, Ravella, Dean Hyacinth, and Co. because of FFP. But if you look at his data last season, 5 goals, 5 assists, and you're like, oh, this guy's not that good, whatever, whatever, whatever. But when you look at him heat map, he's wide because he's such a good dribbler. They use him to create chances for others. Now, if you look at the last few run of games here, last season, he got majority of the goal contributions in the last few run of games. Why is that? Because Dybala got injured, and Dybala is the main man at Roma. But when Dybala got injured, they had to build the team around Sule because Sule is that good a player. So yeah, they had to build the team around Sule, and now Sule had to contribute more, and you can see that he can also do it. But because of how they use him, you won't necessarily see that in the stats. So Kerr left the comments. Kerr said, Spurs are in big trouble. The window isn't far from closing. How can we expect clubs to allow us to take a player from them without giving them time to find a replacement? Honestly, Tottenham are going to need to pay more money. So drop the money, show me the money, and they will give you the player. It's as simple as that. Savio is there. Like, City are going to sell. City are obviously not going to come out and tell you that, oh, we want to sell Savio because that will reduce the value of the player. Like what is happening between Manchester City, Chelsea and Manchester United for Garnacho. They know that Garnacho, Man, you want to get rid of him. So we won't pay high money for a player that we know you want to get rid of. So there's a difference in their valuation. Chelsea are saying we value him around 35. United are saying we value him around 50 million. And there's a battle there. So you won't come out and say that. But Pep has come out and said, this squad is too big. And Manchester City are a team that are willing to deal. If you look at, let me show you, player that I make reference to. How much did City sign Alvarez exactly? Atletico Madrid signed Alvarez for 81 million. But let me show you. How much did City sign Alvarez? How much? 40 million. So City is the kind of club that are willing to deal just at their own price. They are willing to deal if you're willing to pay. But if you're not willing to pay, bug off. Do you get what I'm saying? It's that simple with City. City will sell. They won't come out telling you that they want to sell, but they will sell. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's the same as most of these clubs. And if we're going to Monaco, we know that aside from PSG, a lot of the French teams don't really have money. So I think Monaco will sell. It's just a matter of the price. And there's another player. Let me show you. One thing a lot of you don't know about Monaco is that there's another player. This guy, see this little man here. This boy that is 20 years of age is another one to watch. His potential is insane. This is another one that is, I know his first game, he's another one that they are warming up as well. So he can also play in the number 10 position. This is another player. So they have the replacement there already. It's just about Tottenham Hotspur. Look at, he can play in 10, he can play in left wing. He can play in a number of positions. This is another talent. How do I know these guys? I play Football Manager. I'm not a football freak. I just play Football Manager and I look for gems. And that is what I do. I've started a new career now. I'm managing Burnley. God, tough. I'm backing relegation, seriously. But anyways, is there a translation service for the stream? I actually do not know. Am I speaking too fast? Nice to meet you, KB. I can slow down if you want. I think my Nigerian accent is quite clear, to be fair. I can slow down if you want, if I'm speaking too fast. Do you want me to slow down, KB? Would that be fine? Maybe this is better. Is this better? Let me know if this is better. But yeah, so yeah, Sekhe is another player that I think is ready for okay, please. Okay. Fine, I'll slow down. Thank you for that. Thank you for letting me know that. So yeah, Sekhe is another player that I think is ready to take the position. Oh my god, I feel so weird talking so slowly. Wow, that's exciting. But yeah, so yeah, I think they have the replacement ready made, and I don't think it would be that much of a problem, to be fair, if they had to sell Akliouche now. So yeah, that's just my opinion on that. But yeah, back to Noama, yeah. So this player is very raw. He's a right winger, to be fair, but he can play in other positions. He's very raw, as you can see by the data, very raw. There are some greens, there are some things he needs to improve. But this is just one of the shouts, and just a player that I wanted to put out there because Tottenham Hotspur right now are desperate. And if the board or the scouting team can't scout players, we as fans need to help them because from what I'm seeing, they are not very competent at their jobs. So we need to help them. So this is one player. He's very raw, still has a lot of room to develop, but it's desperate times call for desperate measures. So yeah, that is one. There's another player that I have seen. I've actually never really gone to his stats. He comes up on my football manager, and I would like to check his data now with you guys. So he's a left center back, and he comes up on my data. So let me see. Oh, so he's not good on the ball. Let me see his possession stats. Where's possession stats? Versus center backs. So he's a center back versus center backs. Let's see. So versus center backs. He can also play left back, by the way. So his passing is he's good at long passing. He's good at dead ball passes. Wow. Like, okay. He's good at crossing. He plays left back as well. He's good at throw-ins. His defensive ability is very good, or quite good, to be fair. Um, in possession, he's not really the best. But yeah, so he's solely a defender. This is the kind of player that Nottingham Forest to sign, not Tottenham Hotspur. He's a player that came up on my FM and I just wanted to check him out. So yeah. Because we're also according to Sky Sports, and that's the funny thing about these links. So according to Sky Sports, we're looking for a left centre back, a number 10, and a left winger. But according to Ben Jacobs, we're looking for a number 10, a number 9, and a left winger, which is very interesting because there's not even alignment and consistency in the things that people are being told. And I find that very interesting. And the lack of, or the several links tell you exactly what I said in one of my videos when I spoke about how a lot of people were talking about if we get Eze and we get Savio, this window a is an 8 over 10. And I spoke about how there's still so many holes in this squad, and the difference in our targets sort of show you that. Like, I know people don't want to hear the word Arsenal right now, but that's the only example. Okay, let me think of Manchester United right now. If you think of Manchester United right now, everybody knows that they're looking for a goalkeeper and a midfielder. Every channel, every source will tell you that they're looking for a goalkeeper and a midfielder, and they're being linked to Aguemi. So, looking at something like that now, there's no sort of contrast in the information that you're looking at and you're hearing from Manchester United. But when it comes to Tottenham, there are so many holes in our squad, and it makes you wonder what the board have been doing all these years because we have a lot of holes. And if I start talking about the holes now, oh my God, we will never leave here. But let me just point out we need a left centre back for Van der Ven. So let's even say we sign a left centre back that can also play left back. We'll be linked to Nkapie, but that seems very unlikely when we're unable to get. Sorry, I'm talking fast again. When we're unable to get a left back and a left centre back, we need a Gibbs-White profile, a deep line playmaker, a number 8. We need a number 10. We need a left winger, and we need a number 9. Because as we all know, we're trying to get rid of Richarlison. So it's very interesting the number of holes we need to fill, and it makes you wonder what we've been doing all these years, really. So yeah, that's very interesting. So another player that a lot of people have been this is also a fan thing. So I've watched some channels today to, like I said, to get the overall feeling concerning the Eze thing, and some people are saying that they don't think that Savio is worth the price the City are asking for, and that if we're going to spend that kind of money, why don't we just go for Semenyo if we're going to spend that kind of money? And one thing that Semenyo gives you, which I love, I've made that clear, is this as well. He puts in the hard yards defensively, and that is something that you need when you're going to play for a Thomas Frank side. But let's go through the data and see this guy and see what he's about. Maybe we would even do a player comparison between him and Savio. This is Semenyo. Semenyo's stats. Wait, I'll tell you what to do next. So let's go back. Let's go to Savio. So last 365 days. Semenyo stats. Wait, let's go back first. Semenyo stats is compared to attacking midfielders slash wingers. Okay. So would also comparison to attacking midfielders slash wingers instead of midfielders. So yeah, copy the stats. Let's go back here. This is Savio. Savio's stats. Compare both and tell me who's better at what. Use gold stars, e.g., shooting. Savio, 4 gold stars, 4 stars. Semenyo, 3 stars. Okay, so I'll wait for it to finish and then I'll type it. I don't know why it doesn't use gold stars. Sometimes it doesn't use gold stars. I don't know why. Because this is harder to see. But let me try and zoom in. Let me zoom in. Yeah, so I can see what you guys can see. Oh, they're having some comments. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I was on a different screen. So he said, is that okay, please? I'm desperate for the left wing signing at this point. I'm talking anyone decent over Johnson, Tell, and Otherway. Honestly, if we don't bring in a body, we've left this manager to dry. Honestly, I don't even know where we go from there. But we need to bring in someone, and it's desperate times right now. And because of how this club deals, people are going to milk Tottenham Hotspur for money. And I'm telling you, you're going to have to pay because you have no other option. You have no other option except if you want to finish 10th again. Except if you want to finish 10th. But mind you, I think Thomas Frank is going to shock a lot of people, but I think he needs players. He needs players. He does. So let's go into the data. So shooting and scoring, Semenyo is way better. As we all know, Savio stats last season weren't the best. So let's go. Let's go here. Let me open both of them for everybody to see. Ah, no, wrong player. That's Milinkovic Savic. Top again. Why does he keep on moving? Top player, by the way, but he has gone to Saudi, so you never get him back. Um, so Savio last season, we know he had only 2 goals and 10 assists. The season before, he had 21 goal contributions. Mind you, in this season, he was 19. So this was him at 20 in his first year in the Premier League, and you can tell he just wasn't. He wasn't just getting goal contributions; he was also playing well. By the way, in Club World Cup, he has 8.03 rating, top player, even though he's young, top. Semenyo, on the other hand, last season was way more prolific. But mind you, Semenyo is 25 years of age and Savio is 21. So they are 4 years apart. So judge him quite light. Semenyo last season had 13 goals, 6 assists. That is 19 goal contributions. Savio, on the other hand, had 12. So that is 7 difference. So 7 in the difference. And if you look at 7.19, let's check Savio. Savio, his average rating 7.23. So even though Semenyo has better goal and assist output, um, this guy, sorry, market analysis, your comment put me off. Sorry, I'm coming because I just switched to the screen so I could see the chat if there were any comments. Sorry, even though Semenyo had better goal and assist output, he has a better overall rating, which is very interesting. Shows you how good the player is. So would I take Garnacho? Personally, I will not take Garnacho because Garnacho is another player that doesn't have output. I think Savio has shown he has output, and I think he's also a bias in the sense of character as well. I think that Garnacho is one of those players that he's a good talent, a top talent, but when your character is bigger than your talent, at least what you are right now, your potential is big. But when your character is bigger, your ego is bigger than your ability. I don't want that at my club. Honestly, I don't. And I think that is the case with Garnacho. He will go to Chelsea and he will be humbled because he will warm the bench. I think Chelsea is the right place for him because they will humble him there. He's playing at Manchester United. He's starting for Manchester United. He feels like a big boy. He's a big fish in a small pond, to be fair to him. But I think when he goes to Chelsea and he sees the likes of Esteval, Cole Palmer, Pedro Neto, his blood will calm down a bit and he'll realize he still has a long way to go. So I think that is more of a good step for him, not Tottenham Hotspur. I think you would want to get a player like Garnacho after Chelsea, in the sense where he has been humbled and he knows that he needs to put his head down and walk. But if you are telling me that I go for Garnacho now, no, I don't. I won't go for Garnacho now. But yeah, if you've come, like, please subscribe and turn on post notifications. I'm here every day, 10 p.m. So yeah, I talk about the top 9 teams, which is the traditional top 6, Newcastle, Aston Villa, and West Ham. But there hasn't been too much to talk about on Villa and West Ham of late. But Newcastle, quite exciting, especially with Isak. But yeah, let's go back to the data. So scoring and shooting, Semenyo is obviously the better finisher with what I've seen. And a lot of people that I've seen some YouTubers telling people that, oh, Savio isn't that bad a finisher. I think on the left side, he's better than playing on the right. City played him mostly on the right. But on the right side, he's not really comfortable trying to finesse a ball. And you can see here, he shoots, but his conversion is poor. And that is contrary to what a lot of YouTubers are telling you guys. And a lot of YouTubers sort of misinform you guys. And the reason why I know this is because I have a friend that is a City fan. And last season, we spoke about Savio a lot. And he was talking about how he loves Savio so much. The Savio is very close to Yamal. When you check their profile and whatever, if you check the data, he's very similar to Yamal. But then his output will tell you that he's not there yet, and that's the reason why Savio isn't being spoken about in that. In that. Oh my God! Thank you so much, Cole. Your comment put me off as well because I was about to smile, but then I was like, no, I have to finish what I'm saying. But yeah, that's why it's not talked about in that bracket. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much, Cole. I'm very grateful for that. Thank you so much. Come on, you Spurs. But yeah, going back to Savio, creativity and playmaking. Now, this is the interesting thing. I spoke about how a player like Richarlison is the kind of player, when you look at Richarlison for Brazil, Richarlison is very good because they limit what he's going to do. Richarlison stay in the box and score goals. Even though he's not the best person at that, the less information you give a player like that, the better he looks. Do you get what I'm saying? Thank you so much for the likes, everybody. Let me to give my own 100% like. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful. But yeah, so yeah, creativity and passing. This guy is an elite creator and chance maker, as you can see here. Elite. And that's what Tottenham was pointed. Solanke and Richarlison are the kind of players that they need 10, okay, 10 is a stretch, 5, 6 chances to be able to score 2. Now, that is not bad. But when you consider where Tottenham must have been with likes of Son and Kane, that give them 3 chances, they're scoring 2, or sometimes 3. Do you get what I'm saying? And they are deadly finishers. The best duo in the Premier League. Do you get what I'm saying? And when you go from that to a Richarlison and Solanke, which is no insulting them, but when you go from there to here, you feel it. So you need somebody that can create chances for them. And Kudus has done his fair share of that, but you need more than Kudus. You need a Savio to complement him and to just create so many chances. So this guy is able to at least put 1 or 2 in the box or into the net, sorry. So Semenyo, in that aspect, is solid, but not outstanding. So you can do it to a good level, 3 stars, but it's not like elite like Savio. Dribbling, another thing. So Tottenham Hotspur at times, like against Burnley, we're going to need to have players that can create magical moments. A player that can just create something out of nothing, as we saw with Kudus. And what a breath of fresh air Kudus is compared to Brandon Johnson on the right. Is like living, I made this reference, is like living an incredibly toxic relationship for a perfectly healthy one. It's an absolute breath of fresh air. Like, you just feel like a new man. You just feel happy. Like, I don't know, like watching Kudus, I just feel good. I feel good to watch my team again. Like, I'm excited to watch my winger, and I don't know what he's trying to do. Like, if me as a player, as a fan, sorry, that watch this guy every week, doesn't know what he's trying to do or he's going to do, what more the opponent? And that is what somebody like a Savio gives you. If you look at his ball progression, carrying the ball up the pitch, and dribbling, top, elite. But Semenyo too can do it. Good ball carrier, but not elite. Good dribbler, but not elite. So 3 stars in that. Now, if you look at work rate, this is one thing that Semenyo has, and nobody can take away from him. He presses, he tackles, he puts in the hard yards. And that is why a lot of people talk about Semenyo, how they talk about Semenyo. Who will be your dream signing? Oh my God. I'm coming. Sorry, my dad is calling me. Give me a sec. Can you guys give me a sec, please? My dad is at the gate, but I want to tell my siblings to open the gate for him. So my dad is at the gate. I need to attend to my dad. So I'm sorry. It's my dad. Give me a sec. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful. Sorry. I've told my sister to help me. So, who will be your dream signing before the end of the transfer window? I think I've made that clear. My dream signing is Savio. I want Savio. That is my dream signing. That is the only player I want on my left wing. I want to have threat coming down from the left and the right. Now, Shanta will tell you, he wants a number 10. But I want Savio because I feel like how Tottenham played. If you think back to how we played against United, let me show you. Let me show you guys instead of saying it. So let's say we live in a world where we play with Rodrigo instead until Maddison comes back. And this is my own rationale for wanting Savio. Yeah, this is mine. This is not, it doesn't have to be yours, but this is mine. Let me show you guys. Um, what was I thinking of? Who's our right centre back? Romero. Our left centre back is Van de Ven. Our left back is Jet Spence. And our right back is Pedro Pro. Okay. So if you think back to how we played against Manchester United in the final, yeah, we're able to dominate them physically in the midfield. And while these players might not be the best technical ability wise, I feel like they're players that are good enough to be able to dominate the midfield to a reasonable level and to be able to give the balls no homo to players like this that can do things. And aside from that, I think that we saw in preseason when the likes of this changes to this comes here, and Savio plays as an inside forward, and then the back three turns into this. Now, when the back three turns into this, you still have the reason why Pedro Porro is the one staying back and not Anudogi is that unlike Pedro Porro, Udogi doesn't have the long passing range that Pedro Porro has. So even though Pedro Porro is at the back, I don't know if you guys can remember this, but I remember it very well because whenever Maddison is on the pitch, we see it a lot. That long pass from the back, from this area, straight to Maddison here. And we've seen that thing a lot. If you can't even remember anyone, I know all of us have probably watched the Europa League highlights, like the run of Europa League, and remember that game. I think it was, I don't know if it was Bodo. I can't remember the game, but we won 1-0, and Madison got injured. Like they hit him in his stomach, which was very painful to watch. But that game, it was the same thing. A pass from behind to Madison. Madison controls it, and then the keeper runs into him. But yeah, so Pedro Porro and Romero, because of their passing ability, are still dangerous, even though they are deep. Do you get what I'm saying? And players like Sa, maybe Sa can take this position now for the overlap to maintain the width, playing as the right centre back. And if anything stop, you can still have these two playing defensively to cover if our players lose the ball. But one thing, the exciting thing about having players like this, one, two, three, I'm not sure about Savio because from what I'm seeing here, his defensive stats are not really that impressive. From what I'm seeing here, they're giving him 2 stars, less involved defensively. But if you even have a Semenyo, that even takes it to a whole new level. But I rather Savio. But defensively, if anything stop, you know this guy will run back. He's not like a Brendan Johnson. He'll run back. Sir, he has lungs for days. He will run back for you. Yeah, Pedro Porro's passes are exquisite. Exactly. Exactly. So you know that these guys are going to run back for you and they're going to put in the hard yards. And you have these two for cover, especially this guy for cover. Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like Thomas Frank is smart enough for us to even go without a 10. But if we go with a 10, yeah, let me show you. Okay, let me show you the world where we go with a 10 and we don't have a left winger. This is my own idea of how it's going to pan out. Let me show you guys. So we have this guy left back. Let's adjust this one, adjust this one, adjust this one, adjust this one. Move this guy back here. The left wing is going to be everyone's favorite player, Brennan Johnson. Good lord. And it looks like this is going to be, let's even say, it looks like at this point it's going to be Akliouche. Yeah. Magnus. So let's say we do this. Yeah. And we're playing a low block. We're playing a low block. To a certain degree, like we've seen in the data, Akliouche can dribble, he can cause chaos, and he can do it. But Kudus is probably going to be marked out of the game, like we saw against Bayern. And I think they're probably going to be able to do the same for this guy. But in like, if they mark out, okay, let's even say they mark out only Kudus. This guy alone can't do everything because Brennan from this left side, they're going to want us to pass the ball here. So you have Akliouche passing the ball to the left side because Kudus is marked out of the game. And we can't do anything with the ball when he's with Brennan because Brennan can't beat a low block. So we're basically helpless here. We're going to be trying to take long shots, which is what we saw last season. I remember last season or seasons under, and one of the two seasons, I can't remember which especially, but there was one where we're clamoring fans for long shots. And that's because we didn't have players that were able to break down low blocks. So we're telling them to shoot. And the thing about Thomas Frank is Thomas Frank likes to shoot from this area because statistically speaking, you have a higher chance of scoring here. So it's called high value XG shots. And based on the data, is you have a higher probability of scoring from inside the box than outside the box because you're closer to goal. It's as simple as that. It's nothing complex. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, like even that is not favorable, which is why Thomas Frank doesn't like his teams shooting from outside box. So do you get what I'm saying? That's why I feel like the left wing is very important for us. This is just my own opinion. Somebody might explain something to me and see things differently, which is why we love football. Different people have different opinions and different views on things, but this is just my own opinion. I feel like this left wing having threats down the left hand side and right hand side is very important because if you even replace one thing that we've seen this guy, he might not be the best player in the world, yeah, Papi Matassa. But one thing that we've seen about his game now is that he's able to contribute offensively as well. So if you even double mark this guy, and I think he can take on two men, yeah, but when you triple mark him, he's gone. Forget it. And you double mark, God forbid. Remove this guy from my life. Remove him. Yes. And you double mark this guy. And I think the two of them should be able to take on two men. Let's even say you do that. That's four players out of your six outfield players. Johnson is super soldier serum. He's too weak. Bro, he's not just too weak. He doesn't, that's what's annoying. He doesn't even put in the hard yards defensively. Bro, if you Richarlison tries, Richarlison isn't the best player in the world, but Richarlison tries. That's the thing, and you can never knock him. You can never say Richarlison doesn't try. That's the thing. Justin doesn't even put in the hard yards defensively. So what can even make you even want to like give him a chance as a player? God, I don't like talking about Johnson because I just feel stressed. But anyways, these two can still affect the game. Yeah, because this is going to be it. From what we've seen in preseason, he's going to be here and he's going to be here. And maybe this one is going to be wider. And maybe Sal will take up that space. But yeah, this is what we're going to look like. And if you even say two men on this guy, two men on this guy, somebody's going to have to mark Udogi, Richarlison as well. Papi Matassa, we know has a goal in him as well. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you have that, you sort of have other options than limiting yourself to just Kudus and Akliouche. Really like your stream. I gotta go. Good luck to you and I've subscribed. Thank you so much, KB. I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful to you. Thank you so much. And take care. Take care. So yeah, that's just my own opinion. That's just my own take on it. But yeah, let me check here. So yeah. Fabrizio. I wrote something very interesting here on Fabrizio. I just want to say this is just my own opinion. Is not, it has nothing to do with this. But I find it very funny that a lot of people, and let me know how you guys feel about this, by the way. But I find it so interesting that a lot of people are trying to mock Fabrizio, because I think most recently something happened with Akonji where he spoke about how he knew nothing about the links and whatever. And I find it interesting how people try to sort of bring down someone in the sense that this guy gets like a billion things right, and then the one here, one there that he doesn't get, everybody's trying to knock him for it and knock his credibility. Like, come on, guys, we're better than that. And what about the millions of things that he gets right? That's one. That's one. That's one. Cut him some slack. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I just wanted to say that because Fabrizio is my guy. I like Fabrizio. I didn't know about Fabrizio until I was in like year nine. I think you guys probably know it as year nine. Here in Nigeria, we call it GS3. But I didn't know about Fabrizio until like year nine, and it was a friend of mine that told me about him. Normally, I used to go and check YouTube for my content, and I used to see all this Alistair Gold and all these guys, but I didn't even know who they were. The YouTubers just give me the content, and I just feed on it. You get what I'm saying? But when I learned about Fabrizio and I started checking him, I was like, bro, this guy gets a lot right. Like there was even a friend. There was even times when like people used to make jokes like, if Fabrizio tells you that your mother is not your mother, then your mother is not your mother. You get what I'm saying? Like that's how much people trust Fabrizio. Like I can see Kia is saying for real. Exactly. Like that's just my own opinion on that. But yeah, people are entitled to their own opinions. So however they want to feel about him. But yeah, another player we've been linked to. And personally, I don't want him because this is a player that Shanta will call kids. Is it Kidzania? Kidsmania? I think it's Kidzania that Shanta says. Kidzania. He's 20 years of age. He still has a lot of room to develop, and he looks good. But I would rather somebody that is more. Wow, Jesus Christ, his data looks really good. Wow, wait though, wait. We might be on something here. Wait, I didn't even finish on this. Sorry, defensive work rate is better. Personal involvement, Savio is better. So yeah, Savio overall, he's balanced. He's a scorer and he works hard. This one is more of a creator and a bulk progressor. So it depends on what you want. So yeah, like going head to head, I think from what we're seeing here, let's see. So 1-0, 1 to Semenyo, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2. So it's narrow between them. So Savio is better than him at three things. Semenyo is better than him at two things. But yeah, it depends on what you want. Personally, I like Savio. I feel like his ceiling is higher. Semenyo is already 25, as I established. Savio is 21, and that was his first season in the Premier League. So yeah, and he's Brazilian, so that helps. But yeah, it depends on what you want. But yeah, I didn't even know that Nico Paz was this good. When I watched him, like the highlights, I wasn't really like blown away. But looking at the data, wow. Analyze this data. No, sorry, interpret. Sorry, interpret this data for me and tell me what he is good at. So let's see. Use gold stars over 5. Okay, so I'll wait for it to finish. So he said, Shanta said, man, even after all this discussion, we don't have time to sign anyone. We got 10 days for the Shanta, I think you're the one that makes me nervous. I genuinely think you're the one that makes me nervous, honestly, because normally I'm calm. I'm calm majority of the time, but you make me nervous. Okay. Is that a sticker? Goal. Interesting. Thank you for the sticker. Looks like a sticker. I think so. We don't have time to sign anyone. We got 10 days for the window to close. I think Levy's solution will be Brian Hill. Brian Hill. No, you're joking. There's no way. See, There is no way Brian Hill is living in. No, see, let me tell you, there are certain things that I feel like are just borderline. Like, as bad as Levy is, I just feel like there's certain things that Levy cannot do. Do you get what I'm saying? I just feel like there's certain things Levy would not do. So yeah, I just feel like there's certain, like, even Levy will not leave. But Timo Werner, bro, don't play with me. Shanta, there's no way. I'd like Akliouche. Shanta, so you like Akliouche now? So you like Akliouche now? I've been able to convince you. I feel good. That's good. And Savio, but it's unrealistic if I'm being honest. Why do you think Akliouche is unrealistic? I can understand Savio, but Akliouche is playing in League 1. They don't have much money, and Monaco are a selling club. If anything, they have a lot of talent in that league. The only thing that I would say is that if a player is doing well in the French league, why have PSG not signed him? That's the only thing I would say, because PSG signed the best talent in League 1. Do it, snap him up. Like anybody that is doing well, Bacola, I don't know where Bacola was from, snap him up. Do you get what I'm saying? Anybody that is doing well in the French league, they sign. Turkey, I could understand, because Turkey, what website site do I use to check stats? I use Eberechi. Sit here. Eberechi. Just type the player's name and then type Eberechi, and then you see it. But yeah, so let me keep this loading while I respond to the comments. So you said I was talking about something. PSG, yeah. I understand why they might not have signed Cherky, because of maybe some questions about his character and his defensive work. We saw the video, or some of us have seen the video, if not all of us, of Enrique telling Mbappe to work defensively. Cherky doesn't do that. So I can understand, but like Alcluish now, if you're telling me this guy's good, he works defensively, then why haven't PSG signed him? That's just the only thing I would say. Um, Teslim, if we wanted them, we'd have signed them by now. Diblin incoming, and that will be it. Jesus Christ. Imagine a world where we sign Tyler Diblin and we sign like who is another young player? Tyler Diblin and who's another young player? I don't know, but it's just somebody very young. Like, I don't even know. I can't think of anybody right now. Jesus Christ. With all the young players I know, Schneiderlop or something, or somebody random, somebody random. Like, do you get what I'm saying? If we sign Diblin and another young player, I would lose my mind. I would lose my mind. I would be so, yo, I would lose my mind. The last time I got angry was Ange Postecoglou pre Europa League. After Europa League, I was fine. I was happy. But like, if we get you this, if we get you this is, that guy is so good. That is one young player that I would take you this, but you this will never come to Tottenham. Never in a million years. I don't want to be so pessimistic, but it's just going to happen. I see it coming, man. I'm used to players like Johnson and Tell. I can't hope for Savino, I have to be honest. But this window, they've acted different. They've tried to sign Gibbs-White, they've signed Palhinha on loan, they've signed Kudus, they've tried to sign Eze. We're moving different. You have to believe. Believe. No negativity. But yeah, let's go to I'll if you guys leave any other comments, I'll come back to it. But yeah, let's look at this Nico Paz guy. Everybody has been talking about this guy. Hey, okay, so let's see. Finishing. Bust. Let me check. Let's check his goal contributions last season. So Nico Paz. So he can play as a CM, he can play as a 9, he can play as a 10. His strength is passing. No outstanding weakness. Passing. I like that. Market value isn't actually much, but because of the Real Madrid thingy that we've all heard of, I think he's going to be very expensive. His heat map, so he basically floats everywhere. He's not this type of 10 like Eberechi now. Let me show you guys. If you look at Eberechi, and I'm saying Eberechi because that is one of the few heat maps that I've actually looked at. If you look at Eberechi now, Eberechi is predominantly on the left. But if you look at Paz, He's everywhere. So he doesn't have like a preferred side. He creates from left, right. He's floating. Free room. He probably has free room in this team. So this is his map last season. He's young, so you cannot understand all these highs and lows, highs and lows, highs and lows. He's young. He's 20, and he's playing in Syria with Como. I think Como were in Syria B not too long ago. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's understandable. So let's check his career stats. Was a Real Madrid. This probably Real Madrid is. What team is this? This probably I don't know what league this is. Probably Real Madrid B. I don't know. I'm guessing. He scored 10 goals. Last season he had 6 goals, 8 assists, and he had a very good overall rating. The game they've played in the Coppa Italia, he had no goal contributions and still had a 7.6 match rating. That's very good, which means he played very well. He played very, very well. Um, so yeah. Now let's go into the data. So from what we saw, he had 6 goals, 8 assists. That is 14 goal contributions in 35 games. Not bad for a 20-year-old. Um, in this area, which is a very physical and defensive league, by the way. So finishing and goal scoring, poor. She takes a lot of shots, but efficiency is very poor. Bottom 10% for goals per shot. Wow. So this is what puts in context. So shooting output, he shoots a lot. He's not a player that is afraid to take a shot. He shoots a lot, and 96% of a shot volume, especially from range and set pieces. So he's not afraid to take a shot from range, which probably makes sense for why this is this way. But I don't watch him, so I don't know. But that might give some context to that. So creativity slash passing, foster, strong assist, shot creation, final third passes, and progressive passing. He's weak in long passes and crossing, but good centrally. So through balls and normal passing is good at that. But if you tell him to cross the ball or long switch play, he can't do it. Interesting. Still young, still developing. Dribbling, attempts and succeeds. So he attempts a lot of dribbles and succeeds at a high rate. He uses dribbles to create chances. You know why I love this? Because it goes back to why I usually say the whole two types of creators, creators that use dribbles, use themselves, and use passing. But this is a player that can also pass the ball, from what I'm seeing here. So, yeah, final third passes are strong and progressive passes are strong. Defensive work 5-5. Elite blocks, interceptions, very rare for an AM. So he works hard defensively. I'm smelling Griezmann 2.0. I love Griezmann. Jesus Christ. It's so rare for you to see a player of that ability to also put in the hard yards defensively. So I can see a couple comments. We'll go into dribbling stats. And maybe even you this. Let me write that down. So we'll also do those two. I would like to see their data. Honestly. Sorry, give me a second. Dribbling's name is being changed by autocorrect on my phone. Dribbling. Okay. So yeah. Aerial ability is also very good. He wins duels at a high percentage. Probably why he can also play as a 9 from what we saw here. Was it? Can also play as a 9 because he wins duels. So yeah, aerial duels. Where were we? Aerial ability, okay, yeah. Reliable in the air. We have a lot of small players, by the way. Let's check his height. What's his height? Nico Paz. 6'1". It's not small. Not small in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, ball progression. He's not great at carrying the ball. He prefers passing progression. Oh my god, it's like ChatGPT is speaking my language, different types of creators, which means his ball carrying is not really good. How can your dribbling be good, but your ball carrying is not good? How does that make sense? I don't know. I don't know how that makes sense. Box presence. He rarely gets touches into the box. For he's more of a deep creator. So he creates from deep. But then he doesn't know how to do long passes. So how does he create from deep? You see, it's things like this that you need to watch the guy. Because if you're telling me his long passing isn't good, then how does he create from deep? I don't know. Ball control is poor. High miscontrol numbers, needs cleaner touches under pressure. He's still very raw. He's still very raw. So currently, I won't take him because if you look at the Akliouche stats in comparison, more developed. He's 3 years older than him for context, but obviously more developed. Um, so try to sign. Shanta, what were you talking about? Try to sign. I'm used to bears. I can't hope for saving it. Try to sign. As per that's what Tottenham say. Yeah, that's what Tottenham always do. Care just switched accounts. Jesus Christ. Or is somebody else using your phone? Care. At this point, Williams Barnett would go in the team. Do you know that name sounds familiar? I think it's somebody from our academy, but I actually don't know who that is. Is it that young guy that is now the new Mikey Moore in the academy? I think I've watched a few clips on him. Yes, him. I recognize him. Yeah, is the new guy. Yeah, it's the new guy. Okay, you switched accounts. Okay, that makes sense. Um, Let me see. Have you thought at all if we we are to sign decent players, clubs would need time to replace them as the window closes soon? It will be ambitious. They think we can get one quality signing. I see Diblin and maybe Paz. A guy. If we sign Tyler Diblin and Nico Paz, I will lose my mind. I don't think you people understand how much I would lose my mind, but I would lose my mind. Read my comment before I said try to sign. Okay, I don't want to be so pessimistic, but it's just going to happen, man. I see it coming, man. I'm used to players like Johnson and Taylor. I can't hope for Savino, to be honest. Try to sign. As but we tried to sign Savino. That's what we'll say. Like we tried to sign Guehi on the final day of the transfer window in January. Very stupid people. This Paqueta thing is very interesting because I wrote it down as well. It's somebody that I want to talk about as well. So Diblin is too overhyped. I don't see. I'm not. I don't even watch him. You know what? Let's just check the data. Let's not do too much talking. Let's check his data. Let's try and see what everybody has been talking about. So you can tell by all these highs and lows, he's still young. He's how old? 19. He's 19. He just turned 19. That's his heat map for last season. I'm guessing he's more of a dribbler. So he stays wide, doesn't really stay into the box inside the box. So his goal numbers will not really be high. So yeah, as expected, 4 goals, 2 assists. But then the data is where you see if he's actually a good player or not. So this is him in comparison to attacking midfielders. His defensive, sorry, I'm not sure my tab. So his defensive stats are good. His possession stats, he takes on people and he gets a couple very good return success. Mind you, he played in relegation side, so we can't really even deduct anything too much. Let me try. He has not really so he didn't even play in the champions. They don't have his championship data here. I wanted to try and see his championship data to even see if like we could check championship. Maybe that's a lower level. We can make more sense of the data and really like make more sense of that. Um, from Gibbs White to Eze to youngsters. Honestly, see, I don't think we're there yet. I don't think we're there yet. I don't think we're youngsters yet. I think we're still at quality. But if we don't like, if our Alouch doesn't want to come or Monaco reject or whatever, then is a different conversation. I switched account, read my comment before I tried to set, tried to sign. Yeah, he's very good. What are you talking about? Nico Paz? Care, what are you talking about? Yes, he's very good. What are you talking about? Is it Nico Paz? Thoughts on Paqueta? So let's look at Paqueta. Paqueta is a very interesting one because there were links that he wants to leave, and I think he's unsettled, and I don't see why not. What's his market value? Let's check his market value first. Um, Paqueta transfer market 28 million. Wow, this ban really killed him. I mean, this potential ban. What? Yo, what? That's bad. That's really bad. And that ban really, that potential ban, that betting scandal really messed him up. 28 million euros to pounds is what? 24 pounds. 24 million pounds. You go there and you drop 40 million. And I think they should sell if the player is interested. If he forces the move and tells them he wants to leave. Paqueta will be a good signing on face value, but I don't know about his data. Let's check the data. Um, so Premier League last season. This is another player. He has very similar heat map to Nico Paz, where they don't necessarily have like a position. Maybe he likes the left more, you might say, because it's hotter here, but they play everywhere. They play everywhere. Career. So let's check his career stats. Another player from Lyon, like Czechia. So 10, 6, 11, 7, 5, 7, 8, 7, 5, 0. Wow, that's really bad. But Palace, I said Palace. Nobody at these guys, West Ham really had a good season last season. But let's check the data. So Paqueta versus attacking midfielders and wingers. So let's see. He shoots, but he has some greens. Even are you telling me even last season, as bad as West Ham were, he still has this many greens? Well, that's versus midfielders. Let's check versus attacking midfielders. Even versus attacking midfielders, he still has a lot of greens, and he puts in the hard yards defensively. Love that. So let's check attacking midfielders. So let's interpret the data. Share this tab instead. Interpret this data for me. So let me check the comments. He will be available for 40 million. Yeah, Paqueta, yeah. Yeah, I think so. 40 million, we should be able to get him. Like, and if Tottenham Hotspur can convince him, why not? I'm not gonna lie, I'm still mad we signed Tel for a total of 40 million. Who is not mad? Honestly, who is not mad? I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel about that sign. I like Matisse, I want him to do well. But like as a Spurs fan, Jesus Christ, use gold stars over fire. Okay, so yeah, let me check the other comments. If I wish Clivert wasn't injured, you would have taken Clivert. I don't know if I would have taken Clivert. Barnett is a good prospect. I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. I hope I pray that somebody come and save us. So we need a hero, please. Paqueta for 40 million is a no-brainer. Do you get? But I don't know if West Ham want to sell to us again. But I think that if he pushes for the move, they will let him go. And West Ham need money because they're in real trouble this season. They lost 3 to Sunderland. They're in real trouble. They need money. So they need to liquidate my FIFA 22 gold Paqueta. We need the Paqueta Savio Richarlison Brazilian link up. Do you get the vibes? They will bring samba dancing to I don't know how to dance, as you can tell, but I tried my best. But yeah, they will bring that to Spurs. That would be very interesting. So based on the data, mind you, they had a very, 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 very awful season last season. He's finishing. He rarely creates shots or rarely shoots. Do you mean rarely creates shots or rarely shoots? Rarely creates shots and rarely shoots are two different things. But anyways, um, he's an elite passer. His passing is very good. Dribbling, he prefers passing to dribbling, so he doesn't really take people on. Exceptional defensive contribution. Physical, he covers ground, involved in defensive and build-up play. Less impact in the attacking third, because West Ham were doing a lot of defending last season. But West Ham under all their managers in recent years have been doing a lot of defending, so it's understandable. Few assists, low XG contributes more to build up that final passes because it's playing for West Ham. Same thing as Kudus. But this is a player, if you're still seeing that his passing is still 5-star in that rubbish West Ham side, and his defensive contribution is, imagine this lineup. Let me show you guys. A boy can dream. Surely a boy can dream. What's his name? Paqueta. Or Paqueta will probably play in the 10. So maybe we move Sasature. Move Doggy back. No, yes. What do you guys think? What would you give this lineup? 1 to 10. And where do you think we finish with this? What do you guys think we finish with this? Sasature, in my own opinion, if it was me and I was the manager, I understand, but I feel more comfortable with Bentancur there. I don't know. I don't know why, but why is Bentancur? Sorry, Bentancur. I feel like he looks stronger with Bentancur. Is it just me? Do you guys think he looks stronger with Sal or Bentancur? Who do you think he looks stronger with? Because in my eyes, he looks stronger with Bentancur. Like now, he looks solid. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. So Care says 7.5 depends on injury. Bentancur is experienced. Exactly. I thought it was just now. And now we would have brought in experience. And the star boy, the future star. You need a balance. But good enough to play for Manchester City, definitely good enough to play for Tottenham Hotspur. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, I find that very interesting. But Paqueta, I would take Paqueta in a heartbeat. I won't even need to think twice before signing Paqueta. Which other player do I have? I have another player on my list here is 100. Yeah, I'm guessing the person will probably take Paqueta as well. So another player on my list here that a lot of fans have been linking us to is one young man, Malik. Malik Fofana. He's 20 years of age. He's not tall. Jesus Christ, he's quite small though. It's like my height. Around my height range. Yes, he's around my height range. 5'5". It's fine. It's very small. So he's small. His match ratings are quite good consistently. This is last 12 months. Only 2 are below 7. He plays predominantly on the left. He's right-footed. Why are we still looking for a left winger? What's market value? Let's check. So Malik, transfer market. Market value 30 million euros. 30 million euros. Are you joking? And I've heard some reports that he's looking for a Champions League club. That's us, baby. Champions League? Come. I think 35 million pounds should do. Why waste time on Savio? Just go here. That's basically 26 million. Go and sign Savio now. I said, move on from Savio and sign him. And then we signed Paqueta, we signed our left centre back. Like if you, oh my god, the boy can dream. I've not even gone into the data. But anyways, let's go into the data first. Oh my god, I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love with this player. His strength, his ground duels. Do you mean defensively? Do they mean defensive duels or like beating somebody? If it was beating somebody, I'm guessing it would be um dribbling or something. I don't know. And it's shocking that here they wrote no outstanding weaknesses when you would assume that his aerial ability should be a weakness. That's very interesting. So Lyon signed him from Genk. There's even one player at Genk, one bad guy. Let me check one. I found him on FM. I actually don't know the player. Let me check. Just briefly. We're coming to my. I can't find his data. No data. Okay, let's check here. He keeps on coming up on my FM. Nothing on him. And this is a professional footballer. Can you imagine? So nobody really knows him. It's crazy. Keeps on coming on my football manager. But so they signed him from Ghent. So let's see. Statistics. Heat map. All of them League on. Yup, one hell of a dribbler. He's one hell of a dribbler. I'm guessing he comes here and he cuts the ball back. You can already tell from his heat map. Comes here, cuts back for attackers. Dribble, beat a man, cut back. He's used predominantly as a creator. So I wouldn't be expecting too many goals. If he has goals, you may as well just bring him to North London right now. Oh my God. He has goals. He has goals. Bring him to North London. He has goals. Are you joking? With that heat map, he has goals. So he had 11 goals, 5 assists. Incredible. And he's 20. Jesus Christ. What is this player? Okay, you know what? Let's even go deeper. Let's go deeper. Into the data. Malik Fofana. Okay, we've been through this. Okay. So Malik, I've checked him before, actually. So but I don't think I analyzed the data. I don't think I analyzed it. I just looked at it. Okay. Interpret. Well, it doesn't really matter. ChatGPT will correct it. These stats for me. Let's see. He can play in defense. Wow. Incredible. 19,000 euros per week. Oh, God. See better player we don't find those. Savio, are you sure I will not move on? Are you sure? Use gold stars instead. Are you sure I will not move on like this? See value for money. Hey! One team peon. Finishing 5-star. So he's a very clinical finisher. Bro, you guys. Yo, are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Are you guys seeing this? I knew it. I knew I knew it. I was wondering why they didn't. Okay, let's go. Oh my God. Wow, this guy's actually really good. What? Okay. So, as we saw from the heat map, yeah. As we saw from the heat map, even this heat map here as well, you can tell it's still wide. This is one game, by the way. One game against Lens from the heat map here. He stays wide. So they use him as a creator. But if he plays as an inside forward, the data here shows that he can finish. Do you know? Like he can finish. And when he shoots, I'm guessing he's not the kind of person that wastes shots. His shots on target is 55.8%. Are you joking? More than half the time when he shoots, he's on target. Wow. Yo. Okay. Wait. One by one. Relax. You're getting too excited. Relax. Okay. He's finishing. 5-star, high efficiency, goals/shots in 99th percentile. His finishing is in 99th percentile. Is this a joke? Shooting accuracy, 5-star, shots on target, elite. Chance creation, 3 stars. Are you serious? I would even think that his chance creation would be very good. So maybe, are you telling me he comes here to shoot? Maybe he comes here to shoot. I don't know. You would expect that with his dribbling ability, he would be this incredible. Okay, so low shot creating actions and low, I don't know what XAG, expected assists per game. I'm guessing average assist numbers. Dribbling, 4-star. Decent progressive carries, take on success moderate, but it's 4-star. Ball progression, progressive carries, 97th percentile, carries into the penalty area, excellent, 5-star. Passing accuracy, 5-star. Mind you, this guy is 20 years of age. There's still, his ceiling is here. So passing accuracy, 4-star, decent shot passing. So he's decent. Key passes and assists, average creativity, not primarily a playmaker. So he's an inside forward. That even makes him a better fit in what Thomas Frank is trying to do. But considering the strikers we have, he's not the right fit, which is why I prefer Savio. Because Savio is more of a creator. Richarlison can't create for somebody else. Richarlison needs somebody that's going to be able to create for him. But I think this guy could also play as a creator. Maybe it's how they use him. I think it's how they use him, and he's still 20 years of age. He's a good dribbler. He's a good ball carrier. He should be able to turn into a creator, and he can finish. So he already has that. That's something that you can't necessarily teach somebody. You either have it or you don't. Crossing, 5-star, so he can cross. That's good. He can cross. 93rd percentile for crosses. He does defensive work. So he's tackles 1 above average. Strong one-on-one defending, which is why here, I'm guessing that's why here they wrote his ground duels is a strength. So he's very good at ground duels, one-on-one defending. That's very good. That's very good. Interceptions, 3 stars. Area duels is very small. It's like 5'5". So it's very small. Yeah, in 2 years, he's one to watch. Exactly. See that French league? I think people need to realize that there are certain things. Like, look at this Nikola Milankovic now that a lot of people have known for how many years from the Italian league, from what's the name of this purple team? Jesus Christ, I can't remember the purple team. I think Vlahovic's team. Let me check. Can't remember. Is it Fiorentina? Sorry, yeah, Fiorentina. Yeah, he signed from Fiorentina. I remember now. Fiorentina. Defenders. If you're looking for defenders, if I'm to buy a football club today, defenders go to Italy. Wingers go to France. Number 9s, I don't even know where you go to. Midfielders go to Spain. Like, just send your scouts for specific positions, because there are specific countries that create these guys. Like, they create them. Wingers is France. Dembele, Olise, Mbappe, Sumcheki, the creative players, Bakola, they are there. Doué, there are plenty. There are plenty. There are plenty. So I think that if you are a scout, you just specialize. Akliouche is the next big thing. Football Insights, I don't know how long you've been here for, but we've talked about Akliouche. Maybe you have to go back and watch it. But we've spoken about Akliouche. French midfielders too, exactly. Pogba, Kante, which other player midfielder? Rabiot, some might not like him, some might. Kamavinga, Chouameni, like, bro, Griezmann, bro. But yeah, so yeah, crossing is good. His tackling is good. Aerial is weak. Like I said, it's very small. It's very, very small. His work rate and pressing, what I love to see. Oh my God, sign this boy now. 4-star, good defensive contributions, and dues. Another thing, see dues again. It's coming up again. So ball carrying and dribbles, 5-star, elite at progressive runs, breaks lines frequently, dispossession slash mistakes. He barely makes errors. Decent possession retention. Wow. What would you what would you rate him over 10 as a winger based on the stats? Let's see. What ChatGPT will rate him as a winger. Sell, tell, and buy him quick. Do you get? See, wingers, look at the kind of winger. 8.0 over 10 at 20 years of age. Signed him yesterday. Look at the kind of players. Look at the kind of players that are out there. And Tottenham was scouts are signing Matisse and Archie Gray. God. Oh my God, this club. Wow. Yeah. So I found something very interesting. Let's move on, guys. Let's move on. I found something very interesting. But wait, okay, you know what? Before I move on, let's do this. I'm sorry, but the money they're asking for is too much. I love you as a player, but it's too much money. So if you're telling me we do this, so now we spend 35 million and 40 million, that's 75 million. When we wanted to spend 70 million on Eze alone, now we can go here. Who should we sign as the number 8? Who do you guys want as your number 8? Who would you guys take as number 8? The person I want, let me show you. Because I've struggled to find people, but this is who I want to. Because of this, let me show you why. His passing stats. We need a deep line playmaker. But yeah, what do you guys think? But let's even say Benacer is very affordable, by the way. Let's say we go out there, we sign who's the midfielder that everybody's talking about? Okay, let's say we live in this Delulu world where we sign this guy. This is how our squad is looking next season. And what also maybe this year, okay, let's say this year we're not able to sign him. We're able to sign Nkapie. Nkapie has a 51 or 52 million release clause. So maybe this year we go with Sasa Toure, who the manager is in love with. So I think it will be him here. Now, you're telling me, okay, so maybe we replace Jet Spence. So Jet Spence will move to the bench because now we have a left centre back / left back, and we do this instead. This is a very solid team going into next season. This is a very solid team. Malik is a really good player, but he's physically too weak, and his pattern is predictable. I don't know. See, from the data here, yeah, he says that his ball carrying and dribbling is elite. I think he might be one of those players that even though you what he's going to, even though you know what he's going to do, you just can't stop it. I feel like he might be one of those players. I've not watched him. I'm not going to pretend to watch him, but from the data, that's what I'm getting. And about him being too weak, bro, he's 5'5". What do you expect? Like, do you get what I'm saying? He's 5'5". Let's check his weight. Let's check his weight. Malik for no, okay, let me not use this one. Let me use this tab instead. Malik for final weight. 61 kg. Can you see what I'm saying? He's still very small. And he's 20. He's 20. He still has a lot of room to grow. Like, he could go to the gym with Kulusevski. I don't mind that. But this team next season, now Tottenham Hotspur is cooking. But personally, I will replace this guy. I still don't want this guy in my 11. I want him to be on the bench. Come out and see games through. Let's get the experience inside. Somebody that's played at a big club. This is a good window. This to not top it off, since we have more cash. If I even want to Vicario next year, I will replace him from this lineup. I'll replace him from this lineup. But yeah, because this guy is cheap. 51 million release clause for this guy here, and this one like 40 million. So that's 90. So let's calculate. Okay, let's be realistic. Let me be realistic now. Enough play. I'm playing too much. So Richarlison. So let's be realistic. We can't fix everything in one window. So let's. I don't think Tottenham must sign a midfielder now, which is very disappointing because we still haven't gotten that Gibbs-White profile. But Paqueta can resolve that, by the way. But yeah, I think 40 million. Let's even say max, worst case scenario, because it's Tottenham to West Ham, 45 million for Paqueta. If you're new here, by the way, please leave a like. I'm very grateful to every single one of you. I think this is the most likes I've had during a live stream. I've had one video with 12 likes, but this, like, during a live stream is crazy. So I'm very grateful to all of you. Thank you so much for the likes. If you're new here, please subscribe as well and turn on post notifications. I'm here every day, 10 p.m. So yeah, I'm coming to the comments. You said, okay, I'm coming to the comments for Ball Insights. And thank you so much for interacting, by the way. I'm very grateful for that. It gives me more things to talk about. So let's even say worst case scenario, 45 million for Paqueta because he's going to Tottenham. For Fana, let's say 35 million. Stretch it. Tottenham Hotspur are desperate. Let's say Tottenham Hotspur are desperate. Tottenham Hotspur are coming late. Let's say 40 million. So that's 85 million. We're meant to spend 68 million, basically 70 million on Eberechi alone. And this is 85 million for two players. So calculator. Okay. Let's open a calculator. So we have 45 million plus 45 million, that's 90 million. No, let's say 40 million for 40 million pounds for Fana. Then thank you for the chairs. Thank you so much. Let me see. So 40 million. Nkapi is 51 or 52. So let's just say 52. Plus, where's plus? 52 million. Which other players in the lineup here? I think if we sign 1, 2, 3, Tottenham Hotspur fans will be satisfied, especially considering where we are right now. It's not the best window, but it is something compared to what we have right now. So that's a total of 137 million. And this is like, these are very reasonable prices: 45 million, 40 million, 52 million. Now, 137 million. Let's go to another screen. Share this tab instead. Calculator. Wanted to spend 68 million on Eberechi, and possibly we said maybe 60 million on Savio. That alone, without the centre back, is already 128. And you're telling me for these ones we just did 137 million. And that's minus. And Tottenham Hotspur were also linked to Nkapi at the time. So plus 52 million again. That's 180 million. Tottenham Hotspur will never do this. Never. But this is more realistic. It's more realistic. But let's even say, okay, you know what? Let's clear this. 45 plus 52. So let's say, how do I clear this? Refresh. Okay. So 45 million, that's for Paqueta, and 52 million release clause for from Capio. But let's even say we live in a world where City are able to accept 65 million for Savio. How much is that? Because Savio, the thing about, from what Football Insights is saying, is that um we Malik is too weak. So let's say Savio is improving, we go for Savio instead. You don't want to take a gamble. That's still 162, which is quite feasible considering these following players. Notes online. So let me write notes. So this is my prediction for the City game. But yeah, let me clear that. That was yesterday. I think that was yesterday. Can't remember. I think it was yesterday. So we have Bissouma leaving, possibly Richarlison. Sorry, Richarlison. We have Brian Hill. Let me check Tottenham Hotspur squad. Tottenham squad 25, 26. Okay, so this can be our squad. Excuse, this is our squad. So Solomon also be leaving. Are you serious? This is our squad. That's all. Wow. That's actually all. This guy's been maybe 15 million pounds. This guy maybe 30 max 40 because he scored 2 goals and his hot property. This one 12 million. This one 8 million. Stretch it 10 million. 8 million. So let's calculate that. 15 is 55. 55 plus 10, 65, 67. 67 plus 8. 67 plus 3, 70 plus 5, 85 million. Are you serious? That's actually 85 million. Wait, 15, sorry. Oh, I'm not sharing my tab. 15 plus 12 is 27. 27 plus 4 is 67. 67 plus 3 is 70. 70 plus 5 is 75. Sorry, 75 million. So if that's 75 million, that's 162. That's if we sign Savio minus 75. That's 87 plus 55 for Kudus. 142 net spend. That's not bad considering we're in the Champions League. But yeah. Um Malik is a really good player, but he's physically too weak. Yeah, I've seen that. And his pattern is predictable. So Football Inside, you have you watched Malik? Like I haven't watched him to be fair. This might sound outrageous, but I'd rather a top striker than a number 9. The problem is there are no top strikers care. There are no top strikers on the market, and the few ones that are either don't want to come to Tottenham or are too or are unavailable. There's no top striker to put to just summarize. There's no top striker, and I think that if we sell, from what Fabrizio said, by God's grace, when we sell Richarlison, we will get Jackson. At least he's available when he doesn't get the red card. So yeah, Richarlison is always injured, so but it depends on the price that we're getting Jackson for. 50, 60 million, understandable. Anything above that, 50 million, understandable. 60, 70, 80. How much did Chelsea sign Jackson for, sir? How much did Chelsea sign Jackson? Eh? Eh? No wonder they're asking for 80 million. No, no, this cannot be correct. It can't be correct. It's not possible. Maybe it's plus add-ons. 5 hours ago. No, no, it's not possible. No, 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 no. No, 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 it's not. Does anybody know how much Chelsea signed? Let me check. No, it's not possible. It's not possible. 47 million pounds as how. It's not possible. 37 million euros. No, no, it's not possible. It's not possible. It's not possible. No, it's not possible. It's not possible for them to assign him. It's not possible for them to assign him for them. This is fake. It's probably this. Something like this. Maybe a couple 20 something plus add-ons or something. Maybe. But yeah, it's not possible. But yeah, this lineup is not looking bad. Let me check the. So yeah, that's the problem with the number 9 thing. Number 9s are not plenty on the market. Can you imagine? It's even past 12 again. See, I've started going past 12 now because of people are commenting. Can you imagine? He's good with both feet, but he relies heavily on step overs. Like I said, I think I've already answered this one. Akliouche over Savio, Savio over Fofana. That's why I want Akliouche and Savio. I want Akliouche as my 10 and Savio as my right winger. Is Lee Kang In good? This is an interesting one because he has always been a squad player for PSG to the best of my knowledge. Sorry. He has always been a squad player for PSG for the best to the best of my knowledge. But let's see his data. His passing is incredible. What are his minutes played? Let's check. Let's check here. Lee Kang. They signed him for 22 million euros. Incredible. From Mallorca. His passing, playmaking, and long ball. So his passing is really good. Wow. For passing, playmaking, and long balls to be his strength. Aerial duels is his weakness. So it's small. Yeah, it's small. You can tell. His average in the last few months is really good. But how many minutes is he playing? Let's check his heat map. So he plays out wide. I'm guessing he's good at dribbling. 6 goals, 6 assists. Let's see. And he had a 7.46 rating last season. That's not bad. For somebody that had 6 goals, 6 assists. That's not bad, which means he's playing well. And he had 2,300 minutes. That's a fair amount of minutes. Wow. That's a fair amount of minutes. I thought he barely paid. I'm guessing he's a creator, like he's a 10. But what's his market value now? Um, 27 million. PSG won't sell. I don't think PSG will want to dismantle this. They will sell. But yeah, this is very interesting. Stupid goal against God. Ugh, Jesus Christ. And if you look at this game now, he played 61 minutes. No goal contribution, but he played well because it's incredible. And having somebody who can pass a ball, Likangin at the 10 won't be bad. You guys think? Would you take Likangin as a 10 instead of Paqueta? Let's check his data. Does he work hard defensively before anything else? So his passing is good. His passing is top. Jesus Christ. What positions can he play? He can play right wing and in midfield. Interesting. His passing is really good. That's his main strength. Defensively, he tries. He's not a slouch. And he can also carry the ball. Is this 51.47 carries per 90? This is not even possible. This has to be an error. That doesn't even make sense. What is 51.47 carries per 90? How does that make sense? Let's check the do it. That has to be an error. What? How does that? How does that make sense? Look at Desiree Due. You can see players that other teams have. Jesus Christ. And Desiree Due works hard defensively. Carries 44.35 per 90. How are they doing these things? What is this? Wait. Let me think of somebody in Premier League. Saka. What do you mean? 51, 44 carries per 90. How are you carrying the ball 44 times per 90? Carries 30. Are you serious? This guy's actually doing this thing. Oh. 30 carries per 90. Hey. Who was our winger last season? Let's check. Let's check Brennan. What's going on? Okay. Let's check. Let's check possession. Carries. Where is it? 21. 70%. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at what other people have and see what we have. An absolute gem of a player. An absolute gem. Oh god, Brennan. It's all love. It's all love, honestly. But yeah, Likangi as our number 10 won't be bad though. From what I'm seeing here. If we can't get the Paqueta, that won't be bad, to be fair. Who would you guys rather have? Lee or Paqueta? Who would you rather have? Brennan needs to sit on the touchline with a pen and notebook and study Kudus game. That's the thing. I don't even think, even if he studies, he will be able to do it. It doesn't just have the ability. He has to find something else. Like, let me tell you, when I used to play, when I was younger, I used to like Neymar. But I realized that that play style used to cause me to get injured a lot because people will be tackling you and be kicking you, and it just wasn't for me. My body couldn't take it. So I had to simplify my game. I started watching Hurricane. And back then, Hurricane didn't used to dribble. He just used to use his brain to play football, which is why I like Akliouche, by the way. Like, just pass the ball, move into space, and get the ball, finish it. But Brennan, I don't even think he has, like, I know some might say, oh, but how would you say a player doesn't have a football brain and is able to get that many goals? But I genuinely think it's because of the system, not necessarily Brennan's football brain. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, I think if you know that you don't have you're not the most talented player, then improve your understanding of the game. Like, do you get what I'm saying? That's the reason why a player like Bernardo Silva can play in Premier League with how tiny he is. He's so small. But because of his hair, he can play in the Premier League. Something like that shouldn't be possible. Luka Modric too, the same thing. It shouldn't be possible. It's the same thing with Brian Hill. While Brian Hill has technical ability, you have to be 5 steps ahead when you are not physically as strong. That's the thing about these guys. Um, so I have like for 39, is it 39 more minutes here. So I have, which other player do I have on my list? Jackson. Richarlison to leave. Wissa, Mitoma. Yeah, another player we've been linked to by fans or fans are suggesting is Mitoma. Let's even check his stats. Because Brighton himself, just at their own price. Thing about Brighton. Brighton, they might tell you, oh, okay, maybe sometimes they say somebody's not for sale. Maybe if their replacement is not ready, but what is all this rubbish? So he doesn't pass the ball, he just carries the ball. He puts in the hard yards defensively. He carries the ball, he doesn't pass. Let's look at the data. What's his name? Mitoma. Check his goal contributions last season. So there are some good performances, some injuries as well. Um, yeah, they use him as a touchline winger because dribbling is elite. Career, let's check his goals and assists. Because they use him as a touchline winger, I don't expect anything special. But this is quite impressive considering they use him as a touchline winger. Um, but yeah, let's see. Mitoma is class. Message retracted. Can you retract the message on YouTube? That's incredible. I didn't know that. Interpret these stats for me. Mitoma is class. That's interesting. But Mitoma is 28, turning 29 next year. Like, this is a grown man. He's a man. Use gold stars. Can you see what I'm saying? Like, even somebody like this now, and how much do we sign him for? Let's see. So Brighton signed him for 3 million. Brighton signed him for 3 million, and his market value now is 37 million euros. So 37 million euros to pounds. 37 million euros to pounds is 32 million pounds. So let's say 45 million pounds for somebody that is 28, turning 29. Don't know. I feel like that's too much money. Maybe that's just me. But I feel like that's too much money. He's an efficient finisher. He doesn't shoot much because they use him as a touchline winger, but he has good threats per shot. Creativity through passing, he doesn't do it. He has limited involvement in build up, so it's how they use him. It's not a primary playmaker. Dribbling, ball progression, 4.5 star. Gets into dangerous areas frequently. Average success rate, but high impact. Incredible. Excellent progressive carries. Defensively, strong tackles, strong for a winger. He puts in a hard yard defensively. So average overall, they will give him 4 stars a winger, but it's 28. It's 28. That's the thing. Would you take Mitoma as a left winger, like over some of the players we've been linked to? Let me know if you take Mitoma over left wingers. Like the left wingers we've been linked to, sorry, not our left wingers. So there are three more players that I want to look at their data now. Three more players in not over Savio, but would you take him over Malik? Malik is 20, by the way. Malik is even younger than Savio. Yeah, crazy. Interesting. Well, to be fair, he's physically and he's prem proven, whatever that is. Nobody's prem proven until they play in the prem. So you can't hold that against somebody. But, anyways, um, let's check Charles De Ketelaere. I can't pronounce his name to save my life. Him and Vicha Kravaskelia. Chai. Can't pronounce their names to save my life. Um, let's see. Let's even check where he plays first. But that's the thing. Atalanta play in transition. Oh, that's the thing about all these things. Oh, but we'll check the data. Shall we check the data? He's staying wide. No, this last year. Why is he wide? This is interesting. The year before, Uncle, this was there was 1 year. This is incredibly interesting. Okay, let's see. Career stats. Okay, so at Bruges, it was good. Then, how much did they sign him for? They signed him for 32 million, Milan, and sold him for 22 million. So they made a 10 million loss. Um, he was really bad at Milan. Wow, really, really bad. After 1 year, they loaned him. Then Atalanta signed him on a permanent after. So they loaned him. He got 25 goal contributions, then 25 goal contributions in basically the same minutes played, but he was better the previous season, slightly better. Okay, so now let's look at the data. Charles de Ketelaere, he's a number 10, I think. Let me check. I think he's a number 10. He can play in number 10, yeah. Number 10 and number 9. Playmaking and high pressing. How old is he? 24. Left footed. He's tall. Interesting. New chat. Interpret these stats for me. Let me see. Use gold stars. Okay, so his shooting is 4 star, efficient finisher with high goals per shot ratio, 45% on target. Now, this is incredible, but Malik makes him look very average. That's the thing. Like Malik is so good a finisher, that makes him look average. It's crazy. Could take more shots to become even more dangerous. Incredible. So he's an efficient finisher. That means he doesn't take too many shots. But when he shoots, it's good. Elite chance creator. Wow. 94th percentile for assists. Excellent progressive passing and key passes into the box. Drives team attacks consistently. Dribbling and ball carrying Foster. Strong in progressive carries and take-ons. Moves the ball into dangerous areas efficiently. Not overly flashy, but effective. Aerial ability 5 star. He's tall. He wins 93% in aerial duels. Doing this in the Syria is crazy because those people pride themselves on defense. Compare Malik to Due Aren. Interesting care. I'll do that. I'll do that. Due Aren. That's quite specific. Okay, I'll do that. Let me see. Aerial ability 5 star. Threats and set pieces and attacking headers. Defensive, he doesn't contribute defensively. 2 stars. Discipline is good. Overall impression 4.3 over 5. Elite attacking midfielder slash forward. I think he's really good. Okay, that's interesting. Let's compare Malik with with this guy. So Malik, new chat. This is Malik for Fana. Wait, I'll tell you what to do next. So when did Due leave? Last season was Due's first season. Yeah, because we're linked to Due in the summer. So last season was Due's first season, I believe. Scouting report 24-25 League One, 23-24 League One. Yeah, it has always been in the League One. Yeah, it was his first season. Let me confirm. I believe it was first season at Paris Saint Germain. Last season was 24-25. Right. So yeah. So 23-24. Okay. So yeah, scouting report 23-24 League On. So yeah. Um sure. I want to make sure I'm comparing Malik Fofana. Malik Fofana is compared to who? Attacking midfielders and wingers. Okay. So attacking midfielders and wingers, not midfielders. Copy. This is Due. Compare both players and tell me who's better at what. So let's see. To give, I've given you Malik Fofana's stats. Abo. Okay, let me just give it again. I don't know if this thing's memory is bad. Okay. Compare him and do it and tell me who's better at what. Are you a donkey? Why are you searching the web? New chat. This thing is acting up. This is Malik Fofana. Wait, I'll tell you what to do next. Okay. Compare him and do it based on their data. I don't know why this thing acts up sometimes. Aha, spoken now. Is it me or this ChatGPT just get nerfed badly? What does nerfed mean? Let me Google. Nerfed mean ineffective. To be weak or ineffective. Exactly, I don't know. It was acting up. It acts up sometimes. I don't know. It's very weird. Use gold stars. Okay, this is good. No, over 5. That over 10 is too long for me. Are you dumb? I just said over 5. Can you see what I'm dealing with? Anyways, let me just use this one then. So shooting 7.5 for Due, 7.8 for Fofana. Creativity 8.5, 6.5. He said it that this guy's more of a finisher than a creator. Dribbling and ball progression, guy Due is way better than this guy. He's way better. Dribbling and ball progression 9, 7.5. Defense 7 over 10, 6.5. Then overall impact 8.5, 7.5. Though is better, like it's clear. Say using star emoji, okay. Use the gold star emoji and rate them over 5, not 10. ChatGPT is crazy sometimes. Aha is working now. This is better. So shooting, yeah, this is better. Shooting, 4.5, 5. So Malik is 5. Passing and creativity, 5, 4.5. Dribbling and ball progression, 5, 4.5. Defensive contribution, both 4. Overall impact, 5, 4.5. So it's quite close now when you look at it like this. It's close, like it's not like they're not levels above. He's not levels above him. And this Due. Guy Malik is good, bro. But that's the thing, it's just his physicality. It's the same thing with Pino. I don't know, you guys probably know Pino. Let me show you. Jeremy Pino. And Kubo too. Like whenever we're linked to Kubo, that's my fear about players like this. It's not that Pino is not a good player, but if you look at let me show you his carrying. See Pino. Green is good, by the way. And he puts in the hard yards defensively too. He tries. Let me show you his carrying. What is his carrying? Yeah. Carries into the penalty area, 97th percentile. Progressive carrying distance. Carries 27. It's not even as long as you think. It's not as much as you think, sorry. But Green is good. Do you get what I'm saying? Goals is good. Assist is good. But the problem is he's small. Put Malik in a better team and he'll play better. Yeah, but like, okay, you know what? Let's check. So Malik is at where? Malik is currently at Lyon. He's from Belgium. Jesus Christ. So Belgium have Due and Malik. I said Due, Doku and Malik. Hi. Lukaku is enjoying. Anyways, so League on table. So Malik is at Lyon, yeah. So he was at the same team with Cherky. Interesting. Jesus Christ, Lyon have some ballers. So okay, but Due left last year. And where was Ren? Ren was 10th. Bro, can you see? Ren was 10th. This year that we're comparing him, Ren was 10th. And last year, Lyon was 6th. Bro, their levels above, like they're not even in the same stratosphere. They're not even in the same, like Due is levels above him. Levels. I'm coming. Let me check for anybody else. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. I have 83 subs now on the way to 100. Let's go. But yeah, let's do you this. Let's do you this. Let's do you this because guy, this is my dream 10, honestly. I watched him against Real Madrid in Club World, and I watched that game because of you this. I wanted to see this guy because I've seen him on FM. I've been hearing all the hype. And when after watching that game here, I'm telling you, see that Juventus side. That Juventus side is Udis and others. Honestly, he's a baller. Yes, I agree with you, Ke. He's a baller and a half. It is Udis and others. The rest of them are just there for fashion. Udis and others. He's the team. Interpret these. You know what? Cuts first. Malik Fofana, paste. Let me first. Where's that? Malik Fofana versus Due. Where is it? I think he should be here in Mitoma's own. Yeah. Use gold stars. Yeah, so yeah. Interpret these stats. Stats using gold. Sorry, using gold stars, and over 5. Cut. New chart. Paste. Let's see. Okay. Non-penalty goals, Foster. His XG, his expected goals is quite low, but his non-penalty goals are high. Incredible. Total shots, 4 stars. Goals plus assists, 3 stars. Decent goal threat for a young attacking midfielder slash winger, but not elite yet. How old is Udis? Let me check. It's like 20 or 21. Yeah, it's 20. And Turkey have Imanada Gule. Mind you, they also have Chalanolu. Chalanolu. That name is very hard to pronounce. Chalanolu. Hakan Chanalolu. Chalanolu. Oh my god. Pass completion, 4 stars. Progressive passes, 4 stars. Key passes, 4 stars. Crosses, 5 stars. Strong passer for his age, especially in creating chances and crossing. Ball carrying and dribbling. Successful take-ons, 6 stars. Progressive carries, 4 stars. Total carrying distance, 5 stars. Excellent dribbler and ball carrier. Clearly a standout in 1v1 situations. Tackles, puts in the hard yards defensively, 5 stars. Tackles 1, 5 stars, 85th percentile. Tackles 88th percentile. Tackles plus interceptions, 81st percentile. Very solid defensively for an attacking midfielder, high work rate. Touches, 5 stars. Progressive passes received, 4 stars. Successful take on, 6 stars, 94th percentile. He wins 53.3 of his successful take-ons. Incredible. 6 stars out of 5. He must be messy. It's ChatGPT that is messing with me. He's probably doing it over 6. ChatGPT is crazy, bro. I'm telling you. ChatGPT sometimes I'm tired of it. Miscontrols. So 8% or so sometimes he may miscontrol some balls. But he's no homo. But he's 20. So he can't be perfect. So shooting slash goal threat, 4 stars. Passing slash creativity, 4 stars. Dribbling, carrying, 6 stars. Defensive contributions, 5 stars. Possession and control, 5 stars. And this guy is 20 years of age. Look at this. Imagine Tottenham. And Chelsea wanted to sign this guy. This is what Chelsea are bringing into their team. Imagine Tottenham was signing this. Jesus Christ. Bro. That number 10, he will eat it for lunch, dinner, and breakfast, and even brunch, and everything. He will eat it. Believe me. Compare him to Maddison or Kulu. I don't even think you want to do something like that to them. But let me check. This guy is 20 years of age. Let's check. Let's see Maddison. Maddison, I believe Maddison had a better season. Let's check. Let's check. So career last season, 22 goal contributions. Kulu. Sorry. Jesus Christ, see the injury. High. 21 goal contributions, impressive. 3,400 minutes. Maddison is what? How many minutes? 2,700. Maddison is levels. Maddison is levels. Bro, what? Akliouche. Compare him to Maddison Kulu or Akliouche. Guy, okay, yeah, let's do you this and Akliouche. Because that's, see, Maddison and Kulu, we're not seeing them anytime soon again. So Akliouche. Maddison and Kulu, forget it, we're not seeing them anytime soon. We're not seeing them anytime soon. So Udis is being compared to attacking midfielders. Let me confirm. Attacking midfielders slash wingers. Okay. So I'll please to compare him to attacking midfielders slash wingers. Share this tab instead. Copy Udis. Let's go here. Paste. So compare using the data. Compare Udis and Magnus. use gold stars and rate their abilities over 5. So let's see. But you, this is better. You can already see 4.5 over 5. Eh? Is this a joke? This is not possible. There's no way. There's no way this is correct. This cannot be correct. ChatGPT has to be acting up. What do you think, here? What do you think? Do you think he's acting up? Do you think he's glitching? Should we do it? Let's do it. Maybe he's doing what he did for checking and he's teasing me. Wait. Okay. This is Akliouche. Wait, I'll tell you what to do next. No, sorry. I want you to compare him with this. Wait, I'll give you these stats now. So share this tab instead. No, that thing has to be wrong. There's no way. Don't give me false hope. This ChatGPT is to play with my feelings. I'm not even joking. Sometimes it's to act crazy. Now compare them using gold stars over 5. Whoa. To be fair, we might need an eye test. Exactly. Exactly. No. Compare UDs versus out Akliouche based on the data I gave you. Using data? No, I gave you data for what? What? No, I gave you data for both. Ah, are you messing with me? This guy. Chill. This thing is acting up like crazy, bro. Why are you comparing just UDs? Can you see ChatGPT is acting up? I don't even know. You know what? Chill. Refresh. Refresh. New chat. I want you to compare him with someone. Wait for the other data, then compare them. I don't know, this thing is messing with me. Um, I don't know why this thing is acting like this. Now, compare them. Compare both players based on the data. They are trying to convince you to buy the premium model. Do you get? I don't understand these people. But yeah, it's better now. It's working now. So Alcluche, goal scoring, Alcluche 3 stars. Fofana. Fofana from where? Did I give you Fofana? Is this a joke? Is this not? This player similar to Kenan Udis. Are you joking with me? Is Udis? What did you see Fofana? Ha! ChatGPT ChatGPT is messing with me. What? This is serious, oh. Not Fofana. Udis versus Akliouche. This is serious, oh. This AI has been acting up since. Is it giving me just Udis now? No, there's no hope. Forget it. GTP GPT has headache from all this data analyzing. honestly, honestly, I don't know what else to say. Let me try a different AI. So let's try what's the name of that new one? What's that new one? That everybody has been talking about though. That purple one. What's the name? What's the name of that AI that came? God, I'm so tired. Me, self, my brain is tired from all this information. What's the name of that new AI? Okay, do you know the one I'm talking about? The one with the purple UI. It has a purple UI. Do you know it? Um, Popular AI tools like ChatGPT. There's one that came out now that everybody was talking about that said it's better than ChatGPT. That is similar to Chat. You see, you forgot exactly. Like I can't remember. It's not Cloud. It's not Cloud AI. Sorry, I can't remember. Let's just use Gemini. That he said is the equivalent of the paid ChatGPT version, whatever, whatever, whatever. Okay, so okay, let's try this again. So let's try this again. Control A, Control C. This is you. This. I want you to compare him to Alouch. Wait for his own data. Shall we start instead? So Alouch. Didn't I just tell you to wait for his own data? Doing things on their own. Now compare gold stars and rate their abilities in each category over 5. Gemini is good. Let's see. It's doing just okay. Goal scoring. Udis has slightly higher non-penalty goals, suggesting he's the more direct threats in front of goals. In front of goal, creativity, Akliouche, dribbling, both are strong dribblers, but Udis has higher percentage for successful takeoffs, suggesting he's more effective in 1v1 situations. Defensive work rate, Udis is the clear winner here. Wow. Overall impact, Magnus appears to be be a more polished player with higher overall offensive output, but particularly in terms of creativity and end product. Udis is more of a dynamic dribbler and a more committed defensive player for his position. I don't even know what to make of that. So who is the better player based on the data? Magnus. While Udis shows more successful take-ons and is more active defensively, Alcal's superior attacking output makes him the better player in an offensive capability as measured by the provided data. Good morning to you, my dear Sav. Sav, I'm not Savao. Bonabana. 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 Nice to see you. This is my first time seeing you here. Hi. Welcome to Not London Narratives. I'm about going to bed. It's like it's 12:54 a.m. here in Nigeria. Let me show you. Can you see the time? Sorry, this way. It's 12:54 a.m. here. So yeah, I'm about going to bed. But yeah, I'll stay for a few. I have one last player to do data on, and that's our wonderful Tyler Dibling. the best guy on the planet, best bowler. Honestly, he's so good. Levels, honestly. Let's see this guy. So hello, Bona. Nice to see you. Is there anything you want me to do? Let me do one for you before you go. Before I go, anything you want me to talk about? Any question you have? Anything you want to say, or anything you want to ask me? Anything you want me to search? Players you want me to compare? Whatever. Just let me know. Um, Tyler Diblin's data. Like I said, it's still very raw. Hi, but let's check. Let's check. But yeah, now that he's one player, I think this one's brain should have course corrected. Interpret, because this is my favorite AI. I don't know. It was the first one I knew, and I'm just like a loyal customer because it was the first one I knew. So I don't really cheat on it. Interpret the stats for me using gold stars over 5. Let me see. If you're new here, please leave a like, or please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Every night, 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Nigerian time. Now, of late, I've been going for 2 days now. I've gone to 1 or 3 days. I don't even know. But that's because people are commenting. And thank you, Care. Thank you, Care. Thank you, Shanta. Thank you, KB. Lots of people. Thank you, Felix. Thank you, Market Analysis. Once again. Thank you, Football Insight. Lots of new people here today. And thank you, Bonabana. I'm very grateful to all of you. I heard Tottenham are accelerating interest in our Cluj. Like just now. Okay, do you mean just now? Please don't make me excited. Don't make me joyous now, please. Are you being serious? When did you hear that? Just now? Do you mean just now? Okay. When did you hear that? But let me go through this Tyler Diblin stats. I'll wait for you to respond. But when did you hear that? Just now? Okay, so Tyler Diblin. Um attacking goal threat, 2 star, 1.5 actually. Wow. Passing and creativity, 2.5. Dribbling and ball carrying, successful take-ons, 88th percent. So he's a very good dribbler. I could tell that from his heat map, to be fair. Let me show you guys. If you look at the areas that his team use him, you can have a sort of idea. Like if you even look at his heat map this season, he's not really in the box. He's outside the box, meaning this is where he's hottest. Let me show you last season in the Premier League. Premier League. Look, he's outside the box. So when he plays outside the box, that is majority of the time, you know that he's a good dribbler. So yeah, 80th percentile for dribbling. Progressive carry is 51 percentile. You would expect that to be more considering he's in Southampton. Mind you, he's 19, turned 19 this year. So it was 18 last year. Take-ons attempted, 88 percentile. He's attempting a lot of take-ons, considering he's at Southampton. That is very high. Oh, sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. Sorry. Take-ons attempted. He's attempting a lot of take-ons, considering he's at Southampton. That is impressively high. Let me go back. So his creativity is not really that good. His passing is good. Progressive passes bad. He's at Southampton, so take that with a pinch of salt. Through balls, not really good. Key passes, 8th percentile. That's very bad. So he's more of a dribbler than a passer. So decent accuracy in short and medium passes, occasionally tries through balls. Not very creative. Sorry. In terms of assist. Jesus Christ. Tyler David wants to kill me. Excuse me. Successful take-ons. 80th percentile. So like I said, from the heat map you can tell. Progressive carries, decent. Take-ons attempted, 88th percentile. So he's trying a lot of take-ons. He's not afraid to try to take on a player. Strong dribbler, likes to take on players. Ball progression is decent. This is clearly one of his strengths. Exactly, his ball carrying. Defensive contribution contributes a lot defensively. Tackles per 90, 77 percentile. Dribblers tackled. You would expect this to be stronger, considering he's playing as Southampton. This tackles per 90. You expect to be like 98 percentile, 97 percentile, like this too. But yeah, sure. Um, overall involvement. So yeah, rate him as a winger over 10. Okay, Bonabana is connect. I said connecting. He's leaving commenting now. I will need to drink water after the stream. As a winger over 10, Tala Diblin is a 3 over 10. If we sign this guy, I'm telling you people, I will genuinely lose my mind. I'm not joking. If we sign this guy, I will lose my mind. Um, I had Tottenham, Monaco to playing to come Tottenham. I'm guessing you mean he's going to come to Tottenham. Are you guys serious about this Alkius thing? There's big movement ongoing around Nico Jackson. Is definitely set to leave Chelsea very soon. Understand Newcastle and Bayern are both called in the last 48 hours. Aston Villa pushing and Unai Emery wants him. Decision soon. Bayern, crazy. If Maguire wants to sign a new contract, then it can stay. It's a difficult situation. Everyone has to tell players to comply with the rules. That's a situation that we'll have to look into in the next days. Douglas Luiz signs for Nottingham Forest. I wish Eberechi the best. He won't play for us anymore. Ballon d'Or 1 month to go. Okay. So Monaco. Okay, I read that this was posted earlier, but I didn't see it. Who posted it? Sky Sports. Oh yeah. They did. I watched it. I watched it live. No, I watched the replay. Sorry, I watched the replay. Yeah, I'd rather Odebear in the 10 than Diblin. Honestly, let's just go with what we have right now instead of going with the Tyler Diblin. Going to sign, playing to Monaco to come to Tottenham. I'm guessing you mean he's going to come from Monaco to Tottenham. Look at see this boy. Let me put his. I butchered his name here, but see this young man. Guy, he looks so small. He looks like a baby. Look, let me not play the video because of copyright, but back pages tonight. Sports target. See it here. See what you're talking about. Oh, so I'm not even sharing my tab. Sports target Magnus Akliouche. See it here. Tottenham keen on Monaco after Eberechi Eze snub. Let's read that. This is the last thing I'll do before I go. But yeah. Please leave a like if you're new here. Please subscribe. Please turn on post notifications. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. On our way to 100 subs. Let's go. Yes, thank you, Care. Thank you. 100 subs soon. Let's go. Yeah. But okay, let's see. Tottenham keen on Monaco's Magnus Akliouche after Eberechi is a snub. French attacking midfielder has emerged as a viable option, having impressed in League One while Nico Paz and Tyler Diblin. God. This has I hate are still on the radar. Let me just move on. Tottenham Hotspur wing and as an attacking midfielder. Tottenham Hotspur are interested in attacking midfielder as a frantic attempt to bounce back from missing out on Eberechi. Agreed terms with Crystal Palace, blah 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 blah. Alouch is also a subject of interest from Bayern Leverkusen. I definitely will get this guy over. Like Xabi Alonso is gone, Florian Wirtz is gone, Frimpong is gone, Nkapi could be leaving. There's no way Ten Hag gets a player over us. Right? I'm hoping right. Surely. So yeah. Is believed to be ready to leave. And is believed to be ready to leave. This is very key. So because I was thinking Tottenham might be interested, but if the player is not ready to leave Monaco, then but looking at this, and it is believed to be ready to leave Monaco, despite the fact his club wants to keep him for one more season. Exactly. Good, good, good. Sources believe Monaco will sell him if they receive an attractive bid. Exactly, Monaco is selling club. Sold Mbappe, sold Fabinho, sold a lot of players over the years. They're selling club. They'll sell. Como's Nico Paz is another attacking midfielder Spurs have been following. World Club have also looked at Manchester City's winger Savio this summer. Interesting, Tyler Diblin dates back to last season. What does Tyler Diblin have to do with Savio? Savio is playing on the wing. Tyler Diblin is playing on the right wing. Savio is on the left wing. These are two different signings. And if you're even saying, okay, Tyler Diblin is playing in the 10, then that's with this. So why are you bringing Savio into the conversation? You people are just looking for words to add inside this article. Thomas Frank Spurs team travel, blah, 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 blah. Akliouche is a France under 21 international and is highly rated following two impressive seasons at Monaco after becoming a first team regular with the Ligue 1 club. I've said it from the beginning, Magnus is truly special. He's a truly special player and a unique talent. He's well settled in Monaco. Monaco is a very is a is a very is a city of rich people basically. It's a very expensive city, by the way. I didn't even know that Monaco was like not in France. Apparently Monaco is a country or something on its own. I didn't know it wasn't in France. Something. And I heard like they're very wealthy there. Crazy stuff. I hope to be able to go to Monaco one day because it means I'm rich. So yeah, let me see. He's well settled in Monaco, so there's no pressure on anyone to make a move regarding the situation. We hope to show him that it will be in his best interest to stay at least one more season so that you people can ask for more money. Abi. Waka. There's still 2 weeks left in the transfer window, so we'll see what happens. But our ambition is to keep him with us in Monaco. Who is this person? Their sporting director. Having been prepared to pay 60 million plus for Gibbs-White and Eze, Tottenham may find that negotiating with clubs has become more difficult, particularly with so little time remaining in the transfer window. Frank will be keen to sign striker João Wissa. These guys are just jumping from A to Z. What does João Wissa have to do with Akliouche? Who wrote this thing? Matlock. This is shocking. Because I'm a media student. Why are you just jumping from? You're talking about Akliouche and you're jumping from A to Z. Anyways, we managed at Brentford that this been the subject of 2 failed bids from Newcastle United. It's just going off topic. Tottenham are believed to have been open to allowing Richarlison to join Palace as part of their bid for Eze, while the Brazilian has also attracted interest from at least one other Premier League club. So yeah, it's very. If we sign him tomorrow, it may suit my anger slightly. Honestly, I feel you. I feel you. So let me check if the other comments I missed. So I love Tottenham to sign too much to sign playing player to come. I would love Tottenham to sign the player to come. Okay, I think that's what you're trying to say, Bonabana. Okay, Tyler Diblin is like a more 2.0. Bro, we already have one more 1.0. I don't want another more 2.0. Thank you so much, Care, for the 100 subs. Big up. Thank you so much. Care, where are you from? I don't think I asked you that before. If you sign it tomorrow, maybe it will suit my anger slightly. But yeah, honestly, I think it would suit my anger as well. I really want Alcleish and Savio. And if you can't get Savio, then maybe for Fana, take a punt if he's a good fit. So yeah. Kia, where are you from? That's the last thing I want to ask before I go. I'll soon leave. So yeah, it's already like more than 3 hours. Jamaica. Wow, that's somewhere I would love to visit. That's somewhere I would love to visit. Jamaica, but I live in England. That's very interesting. Like, you relocated with family or on your own? Because I was wondering why, like, I thought, can you imagine? That's crazy. You live in England. Jamaica is somewhere I would like to visit. Like, Jamaican people seem really cool. They seem really, really cool. And there's a yeah, there's some Jamaican songs that I listen to. I used to listen to what's this guy's name? Bob Marley's son. I think he's Jamaican. Hope I'm not saying rubbish for it. Is it Damian Marley? Damian Marley. Yes, Jamaican. Yeah. Yes. I listened to Damian Marley like in bits. It was a recent, like there was a phase where I was listening to Jamaican music. But yeah, like I had this phase. That's crazy. Hey, yeah. I like some of his songs. The reason why I started listening to Jamaican music was because of actually Jed Spence. So there was this Jed Spence interview where they asked him, what song do you like? What type of songs do you like? And he said, dance hall. And then I went to research on dancehall because I didn't know what that was. And from there, I started like checking different songs. And then I saw Damian Marley. I came across his music. I started listening to his music, and I was like, oh, this is really good. And then I go to like his own page, and I'm listening to Jamaican music, like Damian Marley songs, and I'm like, this is really good. Like honestly, it's really good. So yeah, like, I mess with. I don't want to swear, but I fuck with Jamaican music. I fuck with Jamaican music. Jamaica, but I live in England. Born in England, but my parents are full Jamaican. Crazy. Good to hear. Yeah, yeah, babe. Yeah. Anyhow, Sha. Okay. So yeah, take care, guys. I'm very grateful. Thank you, Bonabana. Thank you, Care. Thank you. Let me check who else left a comment. Thank you, Football Insights, once again. Thank you, Shanta. Thank you, Care Second Account. Thank you, Cole Cheeseman. Thank you, KB. Thank you, Felix. I'm very grateful to every one of you. Thank you to everybody who subscribed. I'm very grateful. If you're new here, please leave a like. If you've come this far, you may as well leave a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. I'm here every day, 10 p.m. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the support. I'm truly grateful. Thank you and take care. See you guys tomorrow. Bye bye. Till now, I don't know what I'm going to talk about tomorrow, but I'll figure it out. I think I'll do a top 9 show tomorrow. So yeah, take care, guys. Bye bye.